Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto accidentally disowned council bashing. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Darthemius and link in the description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. Birth of a Traitor. Shinna. Talks. Nah. Thoughts. Bewildered demonic jutsu. What a quiet night, I haven't seen the likes of those for a long time. Single young man said, looking down on the proud village of Konohagakure. And to think I called this place my home, what a sad thought. Oh, sorry, I probably confused you. No, I'm not an old man, I just speak like that sometimes. Why am I here, you ask? You want to hear my story then? Pause. Are you sure? It's not a fairy tale with a happy ending, okay, but don't say I didn't warn you. He stated. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, or my real name, that is. Very few people know me by that name, most call me Jin Kisaragi, or Rattlesnake. Jin Kisaragi is my cover name, and why Rattlesnake? That's because I'm a traitor and slimy cunning son of a bitch. Nice self-esteem, you say? Maybe, but I'm a realist, and what I just said is a fact. I may not like it, but saying otherwise will be just lying to myself, and that's what I call stupid. Soft wind blew in his face, and Naruto closed his eyes, enjoying the sensation. Ah, wonderful night indeed, he exclaimed. Where was I? Oh yes. Why would I need a cover name, you ask? Well, it's because I'm of the young man's side. I guess we'll have to start from the beginning. You see, it all started from my imbecile of a father. Flashback. 13 years ago. Konohagakure no Sato. Ryayag. Huge demonic beast roared. Stop this monster. Some Konoha shinobi screamed. Don't let him get to the village. Another added. Wait for Hokage-sama to arrive. How noble. People protecting their home and their loved ones with their lives. Touching, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought, at least for the first 6 years. But later about that. Right now let's see what was happening with the one those ninjas were depending on. Ah, there he is. Kushina, how are you? Worried Namikaze Minato asked. I'm fine, woman answered despite her bleeding wounds. But what should we do, Minato? I can seal the demon in our child, but that will kill me, the yellow flash of Konoha said reluctantly. Wait. There must be another way. Kushina pleaded. I don't want to lose you. Another way, Minato muttered. Yes, there is one. I'll need your help for this. We will use the remains of our chakra to seal this beast in both Naruto and Tsubaki. This way no one will die, but. Woman wondered. A yin-yang seal. The process will split Kyuubi's energy in 2 parts. So one of our children will get the light side and the other must bear the dark, Yondaime Hokage stated. Oh, I forgot to tell you, that bitch who once called me her child always wanted a girl. Guess who she chose for a sacrifice? I can't lose Tsubaki. Kushina stated. Naruto will bear the dark side. Minato frowned. He wanted a son, yes, but Kushina was the dearest person in his life. I understand, dear, he stated. Now, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuinjutsu. Demonic bind seal. They both screamed, followed by Kyuubi's desperate roar. Poor thing. Just got out for a walk. Demonic split. Couple shouted once again, slamming their hands into children's belly. Yin-yang seal. It's done, we did it, Minato said, losing consciousness. I love you, Kushina whispered, doing the same. Oh. How sweet. Parents protecting their children. What a lie, they did that to protect their fucking village. Oh, there I am, by the way. Cutie, huh? Anyway, people can tell whatever they want, but I know the truth of what happened next. The next day. Konohagakure. Council chambers. Kill the demon. Here we go. No, my dear daddy is not dead. Here he is, his fucking wife in tow with her fucking daughter in her arms. Yeah, I noticed I use many fucking words. But you know I can't refer to their family with any other word. Why did I say their family, you ask? Kill this monster. Enraged Inyazuka Tsume screamed. I lost my husband to this beast. Simple, really. You see, after consulting with his darling wife, my dear daddy said that he has sealed 9-tailed demon fox in me, a newborn orphan. Yes, orphan. Is this really so surprising? I think not. My father was always a brash fool and always listened to his wife. So he said that he sealed Kyuubi and me alone. Of course he just accidentally forgot to mention the other half inside his darling daughter. We all lost someone, Tsume Shikaku started. But there's no reason to kill an innocent child. I have to agree with Shikaku on this one. Yamanaka Inoichi stated. Child committed no sins. He should not be killed. I agree. Akamichi Choza added. Think nothing about it. It's simply because he always followed his friend's example. I have a suggestion. Old man with bandaged arm and eye exclaimed. The guy's name is Danzo, head of Root Anbu division. Take a guess what his suggestion was. Give the boy to me. I will raise a perfect weapon for Konoha from him. Ding, ding, ding. Get a candy from the shelf. I will not allow this. Sandame Hokage stated. Ah, good old Jai-san. He just couldn't help but feel sorry for a helpless newborn child. He's too trusting if you ask me. But still, his decision has saved my life that time at least, so I guess I still owe him one. Nah, I'm just shitting you. I don't give a flying fuck about him. This child has saved all of your ungrateful lives. Saratobi Hiruzen shouted. And you want to kill him for it? Well, Daddy had enough at that moment. He disowned me, yes. But he also couldn't bear to watch his own son to be killed in front of his eyes. Killing is out of question. Minato said to Saratobi's relief and to majority of the council's outrage. Silence. He quickly halted angry shouts. We cannot kill him. If we do that, Kyuubi will be released again. That shut up those old morons alright. Was he telling the truth or not? How the fuck should I know? Never tried to experiment on that front. Then I see only two solutions. Hiruzen continued. Are there anyone who wishes to adopt the boy? Another guess. I see then the only solution is that he will go to the orphanage. Yay, you guessed again. But it is now that I can look back at it and laugh. I sure as hell wasn't laughing back then. Time skip. 4 years later. Take that, you loser. Some freak punched me in the face. Why didn't I punch him back, you ask? How about he was 6 years older? Ha. Lying in dirt serves you well. He stated, mocking my fallen form. Why are you hitting me? What did I ever do to you? I asked in desperation. Why in desperation? That's because this guy was not the first one to do that to me. Of course Daddy said that killing me is out of the question, but he never said anything about broken bones or bruised skin. Yep, beatings started as soon as I learned how to walk. Everyone wanted a turn, so now someone could hit me just because. Everyone's beating you. I want to as well. The bully replied. Yep, good old Jai-san managed to pass the law, so no one was able to tell the younger generation about my problem. But it never stopped morons like that want to beat the shit out of me just because he could. Of course no one protected me, and Jai-san could only spare that much time on me. Once a week at best, beatings were every day though. I tried to hide, but they always found me. I tried to run, but they always catch up. Surely I never knew why they did that. Jai-san's law affected me too, remember? But something got me wondered. Every time they hit me, every time they broke my arms, legs, or ribs, they healed in a matter of hours. A good nap and I'm just like a new. Cool, huh? But that's not what amazed me the most. The more they hit me, the faster I healed. Day after day, my wounds started to close faster and faster. One time someone broke my arm. I almost didn't even feel that. All I did was shook my broken arm, getting bone into its rightful place, and next second my arm was alright. Miracle, you think? Oh, you should know better. There are no such things in this world. One time however that was not enough. Time 224. Konohagakure no Sato. Some dark alleyway. Please, I beg you, just let me die already, I pleaded with tears running down my face. Pathetic, don't you think? Well, I could look at you with cut off legs, crucified arms and a kunai in your chest. My most pathetic moment. Let you die. The attacker growled with somewhat female voice. You took away my husband. You can't suffer enough. And then she came, my angel. What is, oh my god? Some middle-aged woman exclaimed, looking into the alley. TCH. My attacker spat at me and ran away. Unknown woman ran up to me and checked my pulse. Still alive. I have to hurry. She took me into her gentle arms and ran to the hospital at full speed. So beautiful she came to save me. You will always be in my heart, Makoto-san. Someone, help. Uchiha Makoto yelled, slamming her shoulder into hospital's door. Quickly, this boy needs immediate treatment. Medics ran to her, but as soon as they saw my face they halted their advance. We have maintenance problems right now, ma'am. Some medic replied. Yeah, right. And I'm a Hokage. Fucking bitches. No matter, they will get theirs in the end. Makoto's eyes narrowed. I suggest you stop that right now unless you want to have problems with the Uchiha clan. She stated. I know who this boy is, and I think you do too. Now I ask you to stop that and get with the treatment already. Woman added and activated her Sharingan for insurance. Medic's eyes widened. Oh, of course, Uchiha-sama. Sorry I didn't recognize you. Right this way. My beautiful wonderful Makoto-san. You gave me reason to live. To me. Useless boy everyone hated and no one cared about. 20 minutes later. How is he? Uchiha matriarch asked. Doctor turned over some pages in his journal. I'm sorry Makoto-sama, but the boy lost a large amount of blood. We need immediate transplantation and our reserves are empty. Suur. And to never go back on my word is my Nindo. Come on. For the biggest military village in all shinobi nations not to have some spare blood. That's not even fun enough to be a joke. Then use mine. She exclaimed with narrowed eyes. But Makoto-sama, are you sure? This boy is. I know exactly who this boy is. Woman snapped. Prepare the room for transplantation. She added and entered. I love you, Makoto-san, the only woman I ever fell in love with. I'm Skip. The next morning, I moaned slowly regaining consciousness. Where am I? You're in a hospital, young one. Kind female voice replied. My eyelid shot up immediately. Yeah, I was kind of jumpy back then. Please don't hurt me. I screamed in fear. Oh my god, Makoto thought. What have they done to him? When she came closer I covered myself with blanket and started to shake in fear. Pathetic. Calm down, boy. The woman said as gently as ever. I'm not going to hurt you. She added and hugged me with a smile. That smile, that wonderful smile, I agreed to experience that state 30 more times so I could just see that smile one more time. You're not gonna hurt me? I asked in disbelief. Of course, everyone before beat me, why this woman should be different I thought. Of course not. She exclaimed, smiling still. How can someone hurt such a cute little boy? My eyes widened in shock. Cute me? Of course. I'm Makoto. She introduced herself. I said nothing worthless. What is your name? She asked after few seconds. Naruto. Then I remembered something and threw blanket away to see my legs perfectly placed right where they should be. Huh? I asked in confusion. Oh yes, you sure regenerate fast. Makoto stated happily. You even could regenerate removed limbs after one night. That's amazing. That was the first time I blushed. Never before in my life was I praised for something. What do you say we get out of here and go get something to eat? She asked suggestively. Ramen? Naruto asked excitedly. Woman shrugged. Alright, let it be ramen. Of course she regretted saying that back then. I ate ramen like fire eats paper. Some time later, well, this is where I live, Makoto said. This is your house? I asked in awe. It's so cool. Thank you, Naruto. You know, if you need something, my doors are always open for you. No need to say I stood rooted to that spot for a few hours. That woman, she told me I could come again and visit her. But that day I understood something, learned something, the wish to protect someone dear. It took me a while, but I finally got it. Everyone hit me, she protected me, they could hit her. And I could never let that happen. Makoto-san sacrificed her money, her time, her blood just for me, a nobody, useless child. And then I came to a tragic conclusion: we can never see each other again. This was necessary to keep her safe. I agreed with myself on that one and always kept my word for almost a year at least. And then it started to happen. I'm Skip. 1 year later. Ah! I gasped, falling on my knees. Exhaustion finally accepted me into its embrace. What is happening to me? I asked myself. Of course I never understood. How could I? No one cared to notice and I never had a mirror to look. I needed help and there was only one person I could come to. I had to break my word for the first time. Makoto's house. Knock, knock, knock. Humming. Her beautiful voice sounded from behind the door. Yes, who is? Naruto. What happened? You. But when she saw my eyes, words died in her throat. Further questions were pointless. She already knew what was wrong with me. Come in, quickly. She said and pulled me inside. I never had the strength to resist, not that I wanted to anyway. Makoto-san, I started. I don't understand. I see everything so clear now, but my body is so weak. What's wrong with me? She sat me on a couch and joined herself afterwards. Nothing's wrong with you, Naruto, she replied. It just seems like you acquired something through my blood. My eyes widened. Really? What? Makoto's eyes turned red. My family's Dijutsu Sharingan. And it's in the 3rd form already. How did you manage to do that? It's unheard of that a 5-year-old child could possess the 3rd stage. I looked at her with confused Sharingan eyes, 3 tomos in each. I don't know. It just suddenly started and I started to see things clearer with every passing day, but my body started to weaken and I can't even stand straight right now. Her beautiful eyebrows furrowed. Then when did it start? About 2 weeks after I met you, Makoto-san. I replied. How could I know? Her face turned from concentrated to shocked one. But that's not possible. If what you say is true, then you lived with activated Sharingan for almost a year. No wonder it evolved. Is that bad? I asked. Not bad, but how were you even able to stay unconscious? I don't know, I replied honestly. No matter. She stated. You need to deactivate it now. How? Try to withdraw chakra from your eyes. She explained. What? Right, he doesn't even know what the chakra is, she thought. Try to relax your eyes. Feel something flowing in them and try to stop that flow. That was easier to comprehend, so I closed my eyes and tried to do what I was told. When my eyelids opened, she sighed in relief. Thank God. Makoto replied. You must have ridiculous amount of chakra to survive that long with activated Sharingan. What's chakra? I asked. Chakra is a combination of spiritual energy and body energy. Every human have some amount of chakra, but only a trained shinobi can use it as a weapon. Woman explained. I blinked with my shining blue eyes. Are you a shinobi, Makoto-san? I was. She answered. Why? I want to be a shinobi like you. Can you teach me? She thought for a minute. I can refuse of course, but he has no one, and with the ability to hold activated Sharingan for almost a year, he can be an exceptional ninja. Besides, I don't really have anything to do besides cooking. Woman decided. Sure, why not? Yada. So there I was training to become a shinobi. Every day I visited her house. Every day she taught me how to fight, how to use kunai and shuriken. Life was wonderful. The only downfall was that I have met the remains of her family. Firstly there was Mikoto-san's husband Fugaku. Of course he instantly knew about my special condition. That turned him extremely against my being in his house. Sure, I never gave even a slightest damn about what he thought, but his sulking made Mikoto-san sad, and if there was one thing I hated back then, it's seeing her sad. Remember I said back then? Now I hate almost everything. Then there were her sons. Sasuke and Itachi. Sasuke, like his father, grew very annoyed with me for a different reason though. Fugaku hated Kyuubi. Sasuke disliked me for stealing his mother's attention. Yeah, jealousy is a dangerous thing so he tried his best to get rid of me. Not that he succeeded though. I survived years of beatings, what could one boy possibly do to me that no one else did before? Itachi however here rarely spoke to me, and if he did it was nothing but a simple greeting. But the thing is I often noticed his gaze upon myself. It seemed like Itachi was staring at me every time he was around and I was not looking at him. At first I thought he wanted what everyone else did to hurt me, but he never did. Much later I understood what it was: curiosity. He couldn't understand why I am learning so fast. Oh, I forgot to mention something. For some reason Mikoto-san said that I can never show my Sharingan to anyone except for her. I couldn't understand why at that time at least, but she was the most important person in my life and I will be damned if I won't do what she told me. Why I said she was my most important person. It may sound like a broken record, but take a guess. Time skip. Year and a half later. Uchiha District. Night already fell upon the hidden village of Leaf. And oh, here I am. Running at my fastest back to where I belonged, to where I thought I belonged, at Mikoto-san's side. It was already late and I guessed she would cancel our training for today, but I still have to hear that from her beautiful lips. Yes, beautiful. Despite me being a little kid, there was nothing more beautiful to me. Why am I so late, you ask? That's because following Mikoto-san's advice I joined the academy. It was really stupid, I thought. I already knew everything they taught and I could care less about Konoha history. I never gave a damn about Konoha. The only reason I wanted to become shinobi is because I wanted to always protect Mikoto-san, the reason that I have failed. I still don't know why we were held for so long in the academy that day, but I think it was his fault. Huh? Why isn't there any light? I asked, walking into Uchiha District. Did something happen? I turned around the corner and understood exactly what happened. There were bodies, countless dead bodies. I didn't need to check if they were dead, it was pretty obvious. I recognized them, all of them were Uchihas. Even at that moment I had the idea about what I'll find in the end, but I couldn't give up. Not now. I had to see for myself. Mikoto-san. I screamed in fear, running towards her house. More dead bodies were lying on the ground, but they didn't matter to me, no one mattered to me at that time, not even myself. The only one who did was Mikoto-san. I screamed once again, busting into her house. Dirt and blood covered my limbs and torso. Why? In my mindless run I managed to trip a few times and fell over someone's dead body. I did not care about that, a big mistake. Foolish little boy, I burst through another door and there I saw it. No, I whispered. There lied my dear Mikoto-san under dead body of her husband. No. I screamed once again and shot myself towards her. With a desperate scream I took Fugaku's body and threw it into a wall and threw it. Of course I didn't know where that kind of power came from, it's not like I even cared that night. The only thing I cared about was Mikoto-san. I kneeled in front of her and placed her head in my lap. Never before I have seen such expression on her face. When we were together she was always smiling. No, I whispered again. No, no. Please, open your eyes. Smile at me like you always do. Just once. I'll do anything. Anything. I saw no reaction, her body was cold. HKH, I panted, gritting my teeth. Rage filled my mind. Who did this? I swore that second that I will find the one who did this. I will find him and make him pay. And he will pay. Suddenly I heard another voice. Dusan. Ka-san. I recognized Sasuke's voice. Of course he couldn't do that. He was too weak, and besides, he was there in the academy with me the whole day, but back then do you really think I could think straight? Dusan. Ka, you. I screamed and slammed him into a wall by the throat. You did this. I will kill you. I said, taking out a kunai and preparing to deliver my judgment. That wasn't him. I heard another familiar voice from the street. Low growl escaped my throat. I punched Sasuke in the face, effectively knocking him out, and ran out of the house. There I found him. Itachi. I screamed in rage. You did this? Indeed I did. He replied as calmly as always. I'll kill you. How stupid I was. Itachi had a sword and was a much more skilled and powerful shinobi. But don't laugh. His decision to play with me saved my life and gave me weapon. Itachi slowly opened his eyes. Mangekyo Sharingan. My eyes widened as the world suddenly turned red and black. Mikoto-san taught me about Genjutsu, especially Sharingan related, but I never could grasp it until that day. He said nothing but no words were needed. Next thing I saw was Itachi slaying his own family. Later I wondered why he showed me that. Then I understood. He thought I wanted to kill him for annihilation of his clan. Idiot. I never cared about those morons. If anything, I wanted them gone. Most of them despised me anyway. Besides, if they were gone, I would have been the only one by Mikoto-san's side. But Itachi never knew that. He continued to show me how exactly he destroyed his family, and I didn't give a fuck. I even smirked once. He missed the target, he should have shown that to his moron of a brother. My face however turned from smiling to horror-struck when he tried to show me the last fragment. There sat Mikoto-san and her useless husband, and Itachi stood over them with his sword raised. No, I whispered, and Itachi's sword slowly descended. No. What happened next? Two things. Blood flowed from my eyes, and both of us were thrown out of Itachi's Genjutsu. How? Itachi asked in disbelief, falling to one knee and clutching the left side of his face. Later I learned that breaking out of Tsukuyomi brings much harm to the caster. His eyes widened even more when I looked at him with my bloody eyes. I understand his surprise. It took him countless trainings and killing of his best friend to achieve that power, and I got it just like that, or that's what he thought. In reality, he took more from me than any killing of the best friend could accomplish. I would have killed 100 of best friends if it could bring her back. Itachi gritted his teeth. Of course I was a thorn in his plans. He drew his sword and prepared to take me down. But suddenly, he glared at me one last time and disappeared in a puff of smoke. At first I couldn't understand why, but then I got it. Voices. I exclaimed fearfully. I need to get out of here. So I did. How? I crawled my way into the sewers. No, how could this happen? I asked, lying exhausted on the cold sewer floor. Itachi, I will kill him. Whatever it takes. Rage filled my mind once again, but my body couldn't stand the pressure. So my eyelids closed slowly and I began my travel in the dream world, or that's what I thought. When I opened my eyes it was still a sewer. A little different though. Exhaustion was gone and I decided to explore this ever. Explore because I was very familiar with the first one. I had to hide somewhere, you know. What I found however was not very exciting. Large gate and a pair of enormous glowing red eyes behind them, but I didn't feel fear, I just couldn't. All my reasons for fear were gone with her. Come closer, boy. Sudden voice boomed. What the hell? I thought, but still walked closer only for a large claw to escape the cage and attack me. I did not even move an eyelash. Why, you ask? Simple, I experienced it all, slashing, stabbing, cutting, nothing new in that department. It was just physical pain, my wound was much deeper. I want to kill you. Voice boomed once again. To tear you to shreds and devour you. But this seal. Shut up. I responded stoically. I did not care who that was, but his eyes were looking at me like I was nothing, an insect. That may be so from his point of view, but me? I hated that look. Everyone looked at me like that. Well, never again. Oh? You're a brave one. It will be. I said shut your mouth. I growled, and for the first time in my life I used this power, my power. Power she gave me. Impossible. How can you have that cursed power? Rage on my face, Mangekyo Sharingan blazing in my eyes. I was finally ready to speak. Answer my questions. Slight pause. Yes. Who are you? Nine-tailed demon fox. I raised an eyebrow. I thought you were killed. I cannot be killed. Kyuubi stated. So your father tore my soul in 2 pieces and sealed it in you and your sister. Now that was a shocker of the millennium. I always thought I was an orphan, but this demon says I have not only a father, but a sister too. For some reason I believed him, probably because he was under my control. And who my father is? I asked. Namikaze Minato. Yondaime Hokage. I gasped. What? That wasn't possible, or I thought it wasn't. Why would great and respected Yondaime Hokage discard his own son? Besides, this girl, Tsubaki, had to check. So then Namikaze Tsubaki is my sister? Yes. You said he sealed you in both of us. Why would he discard me? He believed you were holding the dark part of me. I furrowed my eyebrows. And? Is that true? No. Demon answered. My soul might be divided, but not my energy or personality. And I did something I never thought I was capable of. I chuckled darkly. Namikaze Minato, my idol. Sacrificing his son and throwing him away, what a hero. That was my first sarcasm as well. So he sealed the other half in my sister? No. Was the response. What do you mean no? I asked in confusion. You just said it yourself. Then I must have misspeak before. It was actually your mother who sealed a part of me and your sister, and it was not a half. What do you mean? Your mother was very low on chakra, so she couldn't do the sealing technique properly. The demon continued. Your father, however, could. Because of that occasion my soul wasn't split in two similar halves like it was intended. You received about 3/4 of my power, while your sister got only one. So you're the reason I was beaten, you're the reason I was hated and despised. This was a statement, not a question. Still, yes. But wait a second, I replied. If you were sealed in both of us, why I'm the only one who was treated like that? Why I'm the only one who was cast out? They said you were the only Jinchuriki. The demon stated. What, Jinchuriki? The power of human sacrifice. Kyuubi explained. In other words, a human who was sacrificed to seal a demon. I see rage was filling my mind once again. So they sacrificed both of us, but my sister got the spoils, and I got the shit. Pretty much. Charming, okay, I got my family, my biological family's part down. Tell me what you know about Mangekyo Sharingan. Not too much. Your eyes hold great power, but it's not complete. Kyuubi answered. What do you mean by that? I asked. Your eyesight will start failing with the use of that power. To cancel that effect, you must transplant your close relative's eyes into yourself. Relative, I muttered. I don't have an Uchiha relative, but Mikoto-san, her blood is flowing through my veins. It'll do. Take Mikoto-san's eyes, I hope she will find that in herself to forgive me. I looked back at Kyuubi. Listen carefully, demon. From this day on you are my slave. Your power is my power. My wishes are your wishes. I understand. Good. Remember that well and we might even become friends. Think nothing, that was just another sarcasm. Time skip. 1 week later. Kanahagakure Graveyard. Uchiha clan's funeral. The day we gathered here to say our final words for our fallen friends. Priest started. What is this? Sudden voice interrupted monk's speech. That was Uchiha Sasuke. What's wrong, Sasuke-kun? Someone asked. My mother. Where is her body? He asked. Indeed, Uchiha Mikoto's casket was empty, somewhere at Fire Country's border. I'm sorry I did that, I said in front of a single grave I made myself. But I had to. That was a funeral of your clan. Everyone there wanted to give their honors to Uchihas. You're not a faceless Uchiha to me, Mikoto-san. They do not deserve for you to be near them. And you do not deserve to stay in that rotten village. I silently observed the forest clearing I made the grave in. It was a perfect circle, and trees did not stood in the way of sunlight, it was like a circle of God. Yes. I sighed and closed my eyes. This place is perfect for you, Mikoto-san. No wars, no ninjas, no death. It's so quiet here, I even want to stay. I frowned at that. But I can't, not right now. Please forgive me for what I did and for what I will have to do. But those words, I kneeled in front of her final resting place. You were everything for me and your son took you away. You will probably be angry, Mikoto-san, but I will find Uchiha Itachi. I will find your son. No. He's not worthy to be your son. I am. I am the only one worthy of that title. And I will prove it when I find and kill Nai-san. I have to kill him. Nothing will stand in my way. Yeah, those were the words of a sad child, but I was a child no longer. Vengeance clouded my mind, it's still there and won't leave until Nai-san is dead. But back then, what could I do? I was no shinobi, and Itachi had those eyes as well. So I needed two things, a trainer and a doctor to make that eye transplantation. Fortunately for me, I found both. How, you ask? Well, I forgot to mention something again. You see, Sasuke was actually the only survivor of what was dubbed as the Uchiha Massacre, and who was the last person he saw? You guessed it. Yep, that was me, Konoha's favorite demon. Itachi disappeared, yes. But I could just take his body and hide it somewhere, or at least that's what the council stated. Hell, I could even eat it by their standards. I think they knew the truth, but it was far more joyful to charge me once again. So guess what? You are talking to the first ever 6-year-old SSS ranked criminal in history. Haha. Wanna laugh? Later I have found out that there was only one other man with the same rank and a bigger bounty. Who? My dear daddy, of course. Sorry, I got sidetracked again. Retelling the story of my life draws me to philosophy. Anyway, because of me being Uchiha clan's murder, I had to flee the country. Fortunately for me, the next land I entered was Rice Field Country. Sounds familiar. Time skip. Another week later. Rice Field Country. A week of constant search, and all I found were some bandits and thugs. I searched for a doctor as well, but no one could do such a difficult operation. Then one day, if you will join us, then Orochimaru-sama will give you power. I overheard a sudden voice and that made me stop dead in my tracks. I turned around the corner and there stood two groups of people, facing each other. Judging by their equipment, they have to be a shinobi. I thought. We don't need his help. Some big guy on one side replied. Probably the leader. I concluded. Our clan will rise again without anyone's help. Same big guy added. Suit yourself. Albino on the other side exclaimed stokely and turned around. Rage filled me that moment. That manner of speech, it was very nice and like, wait. Someone shouted and Albino stopped. I will go with you. Single young man stepped forward. Arashi Nai-chan. Young orange-haired girl screamed. I'm sorry Sasam. He replied. But I will do anything for my clan. Very well. Albino stated. Follow me. He turned around once again and this guy Arashi and 3 others followed. This is my chance. I muttered. Wait a second. I shouted and Albino stopped once again. Who are you? He asked. My name is not important. I replied. Remember, I'm a terrible SSS ranked criminal. Alright, what do you want? I want to meet this Orochimaru of yours. I stated. Albino's eyes narrowed. That's Orochimaru-sama for you. He said dangerously. And he has no need in useless garbage. I'm useless. I thought. Why do you think I'm useless? You're small and insignificant. Albino replied as stokely as ever. Yeah, that guy pissed me off alright. You want to see my significance? I asked, closing my eyes. Very well. Mangekyo Sharingan. Albino's eyes widened when the world around him shifted and changed color. What is this? He asked in confusion, desperately looking around for something. That is my usefulness. I stated, appearing before him. For the next 48 hours you will watch your dear Orochimaru-sama die before your very eyes. And there I did it. This moron watched his master die any possible way I could imagine, from sword stabbing to being eaten by Kyuubi. Aye. Albino screamed, falling to his knees and clutching his head. Kamimuro, what happened? Red-haired girl asked. You talked and then you fell. Kamimuro's eyes widened. All it took was 1 second. He could kill me easily, but why? Yes, he wants to meet Orochimaru-sama. Alright. Albino said, struggling to his feet. I will lead you to Orochimaru-sama. Excellent. I commented and followed. Orochimaru's lair. Ah, Kamimuro-kun. Voice of Orochimaru hissed from the darkness. Or at least I thought it was Orochimaru I guessed by the way. You have returned. A pair of eyes with slits instead of pupils announced his location. What do you have to report? Instead of report however, this Kamimuro jumped between Orochimaru and me, blocking our eye connection. Not a bad thought. He just forgot that I need only 1 second to dispose of him. What is the meaning of this, Kamimuro? Orochimaru asked in amusement. This boy Albino started. He possesses some strange power. That piqued Orochimaru's attention. Oh? What kind of power? He called it Mangekyo Sharingan. That did it. Orochimaru shot up from his seat and looked around the room with mad expression on his face. Where is this boy? He screamed. Right here. I said and stepped into the light. Next thing happened, Orochimaru tried to use some jutsu which showed me my death. The result did not please him though. Ha. I laughed. My death. I experienced worse things than death every day. Orochimaru licked his lips. How fascinating. He stated. So, child, why did you come to me? I want to offer my servitude and something else in exchange for 2 things. I stated. And what those things are? Orochimaru asked. I swear, that moment his smile was about to split his face in 2. I want you to train me in shinobi arts. And second one? He asked eagerly. That's actually connected with what I'm offering. I took out a vial with 2 eyes in it. You transplant these eyes to me. That is my condition. Oh? And what are you offering? Snake Man asked even more excitedly. After transplantation you can have mine. I won't have a use for them anymore. Deal? Orochimaru yelled. You will not regret this, my boy. I know, but you will. And he did later though. Now I started my training under one of the legendary Sanins doing some dirty work instead of breaks. My goal was to kill, so I had to learn how to end life properly. This work wasn't so hard, I almost always made a bounty hunter, killed some wanted criminal, and gave some money to Orochimaru as a payment for my stay. I actually even started to like that lifestyle. I liked it enough to become a wanted criminal once again. This time under Jin Kisaragi's name and only A rank. Well, I have to say, training with Orochimaru was hell, but you asked a wrong person about the definition of hell. To me hell was home after all. I am the devil's favorite demon, right? During my stay with pedophile I meant Orochimaru sensei. Well anyways, during my stay, I also gained some information about my enemy. Apparently Itachi became a member of some organization named Akatsuki. The organization Orochimaru was a part of that is until Itachi came. All Snake never speaks about it, but my guess is, he tried to possess Itachi's body and failed. If I guessed right, give me a candy. So now my goals were clear. I needed any information I could get on Akatsuki. I know their headquarters is in Omegakure, but I'm not strong enough for that kind of operation yet. My time for waiting is over though. And flashback, I sighed and ran a hand through my straight blonde hair. Oh, I forgot to mention that too. Sorry. You see, only 2 people knew my real name was Uzumaki Naruto. The one mistake I'm going to correct real soon, one of them is me and the other is Orochimaru because he made my plastic surgery. Yeah, beside my eyes, good old Orochi also helped me to get rid of those annoying whisker marks. Put some hair gel on, add expensive clothes, and there you have Jin Kisaragi. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering how he learned about my identity, it was actually a coincidence. I just walked around the dungeon, found some three-pronged kunai, threw it and that's the story. You see, Daddy's favorite jutsu Hiraishin was designed to only let his blood relatives to use it. However, he never made a count of his own kunais. No wonder some of them ended at Orochimaru's lair and ultimately in my possession. For once this useless fool made something right. Well, that's about it. What? Why am I in Konoha? Remember what I said about being a traitor and slimy son of a bitch. Orochimaru was no exception. Staying loyal to him or to anyone for that matter was never in my plans. So guess what I did? Exactly, destroyed my eyes I gave him, stole his Akatsuki ring and ran. Konoha, I said, smiling evilly. Let's see what you can do when you are prey. Ikuzi, Yukai Anisa. Chapter 2. Too trusting. Shinna. Talks. Nah. Thoughts. Hanahagakure no Sado. Random street. Ah, Konoha. Ever so peaceful. Good to be here when no one knows who you are. Suddenly 12 shinobi with leaf headbands landed around our blonde hero. Or, maybe not. Jin Kisaragi, Hokage-sama has ordered us to escort you to him. One of them stated. If you resist, we are permitted to use force. Naruto waved his hands in front of his face dismissively. Easy there, Konoha-san. I will comply, lead the way. Same guy nodded. Very well, follow me. Everything is planned. Hanahagakure no Sado. Hokage Tower. Damn paperwork, Namikaze Minato muttered. I feel like going to war once again. Hokage-sama. One Anbu member suddenly appeared. Jin Kisaragi is here. Minato's eyes narrowed. Very well, bring him in. The Anbu nodded and disappeared in a puff of smoke. 3 seconds later Naruto opened the door and entered. Nothing's changed, not unexpected. It's just like Konoha to never change anything if this anything works properly. The day, Hokage-sama. The Jinchuriki greeted him happily, but deep inside his rage is building up. I have to endure, I trained hard on it. My anger will not stop me. This is the time for action. You wanted to see me? Daddy glared at his son. Indeed I did. He stated. I want to know why an A-ranked criminal is in my village. Oh, the reason is quite simple. Naruto said, smiling from ear to ear. I want to join your forces. The Hokage raised an eyebrow. Say what? Didn't work that way, let's try another. Jin removed smile from his face completely and looked at his father with stoic face. I said I want to join Konoha ranks. He said in all seriousness. And why would you want that? Minato asked. Better yet, why would I allow that? Naruto smirked. Thank you for asking. If you did not it would be much harder. I have information for you. What kind of information? A matter of life and death. Minato's eyes narrowed. And how did you acquire it? I have my ways, Naruto replied with the same stoic look. Are you interested in it? Yes. What do you have? Naruto resisted the urge to smile. In a few months' time your village will be attacked. His eyes widened. Typical reaction, just what I had expected. Who the attackers are? Jin shook his head. No deal. My request comes first. The Hokage growled. Very well, I'll accept you in my ranks, however you should understand that I can't let you be any more than a genin, even counting your accomplishments as a freelancer. Yep, freelancer. I never announced my allegiance with Orochimaru and rightfully so. But him making me a genin is a great advantage. I thought he would make me at least a chunin, and that would have been a real slowdown. Thank God he's a prideful moron. Of course, Hokage-sama. I understand. Naruto replied, holding back his smirk once again. Sure, he was supposed to look sad. Now tell me everything you know about that attack. Damn it. Stupid smirk still appeared on my face despite all my efforts to hold it well, there's nothing to lose right now. I know it is going to happen during the next chunin exam, which should be held in this village. A thoughtful look appeared on Hokage's face. And who are the attackers? Jin shrugged. The initiator is the Hidden Sound village. Minato snored. Heh, I dare those fools to try. They know. Naruto replied. That's why they are currently searching for an ally. I don't know who it is, but my bet is on Hidden Sand. Daddy raised an eyebrow. Suna. But why, they are our allies. This stupidity is starting to get on my nerves. That's exactly why. Naruto said in slight anger. Besides, you intercepted most of their missions for the past 2 years. Suna's financial income decreased greatly. If you're looking for a traitor, Suna's your place. Yondaime nodded. Yes, I get it now. It was extremely difficult for Naruto not to roll his eyes and not to slap his forehead right now. Sure, he got it. After I chewed everything out for him. How can this idiot even be my relative and father at that? Very well, Jin Kisaragi. Minato continued. As of now, you are rightful genin of Konohagakure. Gin bit his lip. You do understand why, right? Here's your headband. Wear it with pride. He gave his son a forehead protector which Naruto tied around his waist. The older blonde didn't get it, but this was Naruto's way of saying where exactly he had daddy's pride. Be tomorrow in the academy for your team placement. Naruto nodded and left. Now that went smooth, he thought, leaving the office. Yugao. Minato called when I left. Hi, Hokage-sama. Purple-haired Anbu woman appeared. Keep an eye on this boy. Minato commanded. He's not cold rattlesnake for nothing. Acknowledged. Yugao said and disappeared in a puff of smoke. What do you think, Kakashi? Minato asked when she left. A single Konoha jounin with a mask on his face came in through the window. A bad decision, sensei. He began. What were you thinking by sending her of all people to watch for him? Don't you remember her? That's exactly why. Minato stated with narrowed eyes. Yugao is a professional soldier, an Anbu member. If she can't keep her personal issues away from her work then she has no place among Anbu ranks. Next morning, Iwaya. Naruto stretched, sitting up on his hotel's bed. Damn. I knew I forgot something. I'll have to speak with daddy later. But now I had other pressing matters, more specifically, being put on a team of genins. Ridiculous. I can kick the shit out of Orochimaru and have to pretend Naruto stopped his rant. Wait a second. Why the hell do I have to pretend? They already know who I am. Of course I'm not going to summon snakes out in the open or use my Mangekyo for that matter. But I sure as hell can demonstrate my swordsman skills. Yes, I like that. The blonde Jinchuriki quickly got up, put on his expensive clothes and left. Once again, I won't describe his outfit. It's the exact match of real Jin Kisaragi's clothes. Still, the room has to do, so after this useless placement I'm heading straight into this fool's office once again. He thought, leaving the hotel. Streets of Konoha were unusually busy. People were running around like crazy. But mostly in the same direction as Naruto was walking, so they didn't stand in his way. I wonder where they are going, Naruto thought, nearing some store. Igarashi weapon shop, he muttered. I don't need weapons, the Jinchuriki replied and stopped 2 steps later. Fuck, I do. But that he returned and entered. It was a simple weapon shop, nothing spectacular. But it's not like he needed anything like that. Naruto already had everything spectacular, he only forgot regular tools. Whereas there's that girl behind the counter. He thought and walked closer. Hello, I want squeal. The girl replied in delight. Naruto had to admit he wasn't so shocked since seeing Orochimaru's laboratory for the first time. What? He asked reluctantly. The girl pointed her shaking finger at him. Why you're Jin Kisaragi? She yelled. How the fuck did she know? Naruto thought, raising an eyebrow. You know me? Of course I do. She stated. You're the 3rd most powerful swordsman in all of Shinobi nations. Huh? I never knew that, the blonde thought. And who are 1st and 2nd? The 2nd is Mamachi Zabuza and the 1st is Hoshigaki Kisame. She stated and showed him some poster. I understand they are stronger, but you are still my favorite. Naruto took a step back. Oh my god, she has stars in her eyes. Can you show it to me? She asked. Show what? Naruto asked back, raising an eyebrow. Yukainisa, the girl replied. Naruto thought for a moment. Sure, why not? Suddenly a cross of ice appeared from the floor. Naruto grabbed it with his left hand, making the ice break. Instead of ice, a beautiful katana in blue sheath was now in his grasp. It's so beautiful. She stated excitedly. Can I touch it? She's starting to annoy me, the swordsman thought. Still, there might be a way to make everyone happy. Naruto raised his gloved hand and stroked her cheek with his palm. Sure you can, but can you tell me your name first? Oh yeah. I'm Tenten, a pleasure to meet you. She responded, blushing furiously. Great. Say, Tenten, how about a deal? You give me a kunai pouch for free and I'll show you one of my special techniques. Deal. She squealed in delight and ran for his kunai pouch. Here. Tenten returned just as quickly as she ran away. 20 kunais in it. Now, show me. Naruto took a weapon holster and chuckled. Very well. Hashouken. He waved his hand and a large blade of ice was stuck in store's wall. Squeal. Tenten exclaimed once again. Will it stay like that? No. It will melt in a few hours. Blonde explained. By the way, can you tell me where the Shinobi Academy is? Her eyes widened. You are heading there? She asked. Yes. Naruto replied stoically. Can I ask why? Naruto shrugged. Sure, I'm going to be placed on a genin team. But why? You surely are no genin. Tenten stated. Tell that to the Hokage. Naruto answered, trying to sound disappointed. Wait, that means you're staying in the village. Oh well, yes. Woohoo. She screamed. Are you looking for a girlfriend? Naruto raised an eyebrow. Girlfriend, hell no. But still, not right now. Oh, she pouted. Oh, don't be sad. Naruto exclaimed. Maybe later I will. Great. Her eyes lit up once again. Excellent. Jin thought. Now she'll do everything I say. Well, I'll see you later. Bye. Tenten waved and Naruto left. Hanahagakure no Sado. Shinobi Academy. Where this Iruka's class? I asked myself, walking through the halls. Suddenly he heard a voice from one of the classes. So today we will repeat Henj no Jutsu and… Excuse me, Naruto said, opening the door slightly. But can you tell me where is Iruka-sensei's class? Ah, you must be the new student Hokage-sama told me about. Chunin replied. Come on in. Are you Iruka-sensei? Naruto asked. Indeed I am, and you are. Wait a second. The blonde interrupted. Did you just say I'm a new student? Yes. Also, Hokage-sama told to give you this. Iruka took a letter from his desk and handed it to Naruto. Jinchuriki took a piece of paper reluctantly and read. Hello, Kisaragi-kun. Sorry for the confusion, but I forgot to mention that team placing won't took place until next month, so I kinda off enrolled you as a student. Have fun. Namikaze Minato. Yondaime Hokage of Konohagakure no Sado. Naruto crumbled the letter in his hand. Son of a bitch. He played a prank on me. He thought in anger. Very well, we'll see who will laugh in the end. I understand. Jin replied. Then welcome and take whatever seat you wish. Naruto sighed and for the first time took a look around the class. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. There sat Uchiha Sasuke. But that was not all, next to him sat his darling sister Tsubaki. Imbecile. Couldn't he appoint another class, Naruto thought, trying to show no frustration. He walked up the stairs noticing deep blush on the face of every girl he glanced upon. What's up with them? Of course he didn't understand at first. The only woman he had experience with was Taya, and that girl will blush only in hell. Well yeah, she's cursing like a drunken carpenter, but she can do wonders in bed, and since Naruto accidentally mentioned he was a virgin, guess what she did and kept doing until the day he left? Did Naruto regret it, you ask? Hell no. It was one of the best things he ever experienced. I don't even understand why would someone push girls away, it can be not only pleasant but useful as well. He thought. So these little girls have a crush on me already? I sure work fast. And what the fuck? What happened? Naruto looked at his sister and she blushed as well. Ahahahahaha. He bit his lip, trying not to explode with laughter. My own sister has hots for me. Well of course. She doesn't know, to her I'm just Jin Kisaragi, a pretty boy in expensive outfit. But that thought Naruto walked to the farthest row and sat down in an empty seat. But surprisingly, Tsubaki's blush by Naruto's well hand was not unnoticed by one Uchiha Sasuke, who now wore a deep scowl on his face. Iruka-sensei. He suddenly exclaimed when Naruto already sat down. Why was he put in a graduation class? He has no chance of catching up for only 1.5 months. Maruka rubbed his chin. I hate to say it, but Sasuke's right. Have you? Naruto interrupted him by raising his hand. Did Hokage-sama said something about me? No. Then first of all, my name is Jin Kisaragi, and I'm a genin already. With that Jin brought up his recently given forehead protector. So you were left behind. Sasuke commented. TCH, what a loser. He added, receiving some snickers. What a pathetic attempt to draw anger, Naruto thought and smirked. No, Mr. Big Mouth. I was not left behind, as a matter of fact I never even had anyone to leave me behind. That was a lie of course, but they never needed to know that. I am here because I decided to end my career as a freelancer. What, freelancer? A boy with a dog on his head asked. A freelancer means that I always worked alone. Jin explained. Wait a second, Iruka exclaimed with a thoughtful expression on his face. Jin Kisaragi, I heard this name somewhere. Suddenly his eyes widened in realization. Jin Kisaragi, also known as Rattlesnake, an errant criminal. The entire classroom gasped and Naruto smiled with satisfaction. Oh, so you did hear about me, I'm honored, haha. He replied. Of course I know you. Iruka said in slight anger. The entire Hunter Nin department was fighting for the right to be sent after you when. Naruto waved his finger at his teacher, let's forget the old deeds and concentrate on the future, nah. I had clashes with Konoha forces before, but it was just business, nothing personal. He stated as innocently as he could, which was not much by the way. Very well. Iruka said. I feel like I need a fresh air, so what do you say about Taijutsu practice? Hi, sensei. Echoed through the room. Then follow me to the training ground. Iruka commanded and started to walk out. Students stood up from their seats and started to follow. I guess I'll follow, Naruto thought and did the same. Suddenly, Kisaragi-kun. Naruto turned his head. There stood one blonde girl. What is it? He asked. Oh well, were you really a criminal? She asked. Yes, I was. He said, using a different tone when he said was I want everyone to think my mercenary days are over. Oh, great. She nodded and smiled sheepishly. Nothing great in that. Naruto replied. I did many things I regret. He added, taking a notice that almost everyone was listening to their conversation. Excellent. Sorry then I'm Ino by the way. Yamanaka Ino. She said and beamed her perfect smile. So she has most guts than everyone. Very well. He looked at her and winked. Jin Kisaragi, pleasure to meet you. Ino blushed crimson. Sasuke-kun never did that on Hagakure. Training grounds. So, let's start with light spars. Kiba, Chaoji, you're first. Haruka stated. Two boys nodded and took a battle stance facing each other. Boring, Naruto thought, sitting under a tree. Well, cheer up, Naruto. It's like you have a free vacation. Kisaragi-san. The Jinchuriki slowly raised his head and found another Jinchuriki. Yep, there stood his darling sister with a serious look on her face. Yes, can I help you? He asked. Yes, you can. Namikaze Tsubaki replied. I know you as well, Jin Kisaragi. And I want to also know what deal you made with Hokage-sama to be accepted into our shinobi ranks. Naruto smirked. By Hokage-sama you meant your father, right? He asked, making her flinch. Also it was a scary thought, but he had to admit she grew up nicely. Long red hair, deep blue eyes, straight legs, nice figure and even C-cup breasts. And all that at 14 years old. Perhaps because of Kyuubi snap out of it, damn it. Jin mentally slapped himself. Surprised. I know about you too, Namikaze Tsubaki-san. Her eyes narrowed. If your opinion of me restricted by knowledge about my father, then… Naruto interrupted her with a quiet chuckle. Nonsense. He stated. I said that I know about you, and not that I actually know you. He stood up and walked closer, causing her to take an unconscious step backwards. I wouldn't mind though, Jin added, his face now inches away from hers. As for my deal with Hokage-sama, I can't tell you that, but the information I presented was important enough for him to forget about our past relations. Besides, he touched her cheek with his right thumb. You can always ask him yourself, can't you? Tsubaki stood with wide eyes and shaking lips. Breath, damn it. She commanded herself, but it didn't work. I need to lean back, and then his finger touched her cheek and her heart skipped a bit. What is going on with me? I can't anymore. With that thought, she started to lean closer, and when they were a mere inch apart, I want to fight Jin Kisaragi. Someone shouted and both of them stopped what they were doing. Jin said and walked into the ring away from his sister. Tsubaki touched her lips. What was I thinking? I was about to kiss that man. Someone said he wanted to fight me? Naruto asked. I did. Naruto turned to see one enraged Uchiha Sasuke. What's his problem? Jinchuriki asked, and then Sasuke answered almost immediately. He took a quick glance towards Tsubaki, who was still staring into space, and scowled even more. Oh ho. So Sasuke-chan has it for my sister. Now that's a nice turn of events. Still pointless, the blonde stated. Say what? Sasuke shouted angrily. I said it's pointless. You are not my enemy, and you also have nothing spectacular about you. Fighting you will give me nothing. Naruto replied, placing one arm on his hip. The group of children stood in shock. Sasuke was the best in their year, and this guy says fighting him will be pointless. Uchiha clenched his fists. I said fight me. Naruto sighed. Haruka-san, I must inform you that my style of fighting uses one-hit kill combinations. So technically I'm not a very good sparring partner. Haruka paled. Well, enough. Sasuke yelled. Fight or not, here I come. With that he took out a kunai and lunged at former criminal. Naruto shook his head. How stupid. He raised his right hand and waved it in Sasuke's direction. Hishaken. Uchiha's eyes widened when a large blade of ice flew at him. Damn. I can't dodge. He thought, trying to stop his momentum. Suddenly. Clash. Oh. Naruto raised an eyebrow at the purple-haired Kunoichi who landed between him and Sasuke, breaking his ice blade effectively with her sword. Jin Kisaragi. She started. What do you think you're doing, attacking Konoha citizens? Naruto chuckled. Well, first of all, you saw it all, he attacked first. TCH. The Kunoichi responded, gritting her teeth. Secondly, it wasn't for him, it was for you. What? I attacked, Jin explained. I used it for the sole purpose of recognizing you. I noticed you were spying on me, so when have you noticed? She wondered. When I left the hotel. Her eyes widened. He knew the entire time. But why then? But that doesn't matter. Naruto continued. Because after few hours I sensed your killing intent directed towards me, so I decided to check. Check what? You sure ask a lot of questions. Very well. My Hishaken is difficult to block even for seasoned veterans. Yet you managed to block it halfway to its target, which brings me to believe that you saw that attack before. I did not cross my way with Konoha on too many occasions, especially with ninjas of your caliber, which means you're that girl, aren't you? He asked, making her eyes widen. The only one I spared that day. Shut up. She screamed and attacked. HN. Naruto quickly summoned Yukai-Nisa and parried a strike. So much anger were they your friends? He asked mockingly. I said shut up. She cried and attacked once again. Of course children watched all of this from safe distance. Haruka did his job well. You killed them. My entire squad. She swung her sword diagonally, but Naruto dodged. Nothing personal, you just stood in my way. Face it, you would have done the same. The Jinchuriki replied. That may be so. Yugao stopped her advance. But I had to watch my friends die. Jin shrugged. You could always look away. Shut up. She yelled and brought her sword on him once again. For 2 years I trained to defeat you. And didn't do a very good job. He finished her sentence for her. Fubuki. The Jinchuriki did a very quick slash and sword flew away from Kunoichi's hands. Yugao stumbled backwards and looked at her fallen sword. Then she did something Naruto never believed her to do. She fell of her knees and threw her mask away. Why? She whispered quietly. Why what? Naruto asked. Why didn't you take my life as well? Jinchuriki's eyebrows shot up. Oh no, not because of her question. Oh my. So many variables, my mind is gonna explode. He thought. What to do? Insult. Threat. Stoic response. Be an asshole. Be a robot. What to choose? Yes, of course. That would do nicely. But that thought in mind, Jin walked closer and lowered himself on one knee beside Yugao. I hope this works, he thought, and put his hand on her chin like he did many times before. For some reason this action of his always worked well with female population. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Naruto said, staring right into her eyes. I'm only a human after all. Oh, how he loved the awestruck look she gave him right now. I lost many things in my life as well, he continued. Things that can never ever be replaced. The vision of Itachi flared in his mind and his anger started to rise, but he quickly shut it down. But I moved on, trying to find a new purpose. Jinchuriki stood up and extended his arm to her. Maybe you should do the same. I'm sure your friends would want you to do that. Yugao was still in shock after hearing the confession of this man, the man she hated for so long. Maybe he was not like she thought. Reluctantly she took his hand and allowed him to pull her up. There you go. Jin exclaimed and smiled. Is everything alright, Anbu-san? Haruka asked, walking closer. Why yes, everything's in order. Yugao replied, picking up her sword. Not a bad style by the way. Naruto suddenly commented. Just work on your left side's defense. Why yeah, Kunoichi put her mask back on. Jin. Yes. I thank you. I lived with this hatred for so long, and Naruto interrupted her by raising his arm. You may stop. I know what it's like to have only hatred inside you more than anybody, he added in his head. But hatred alone will solve nothing. In the end it will only destroy you. I see, thanks again. She said and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Well, that went well. Naruto turned to his classmates. Anyone else wants to spar? No, I think that's enough for today, Haruka replied and started to walk back to the classroom. Well, am I good or am I good? Jin thought with a smirk. Back in the classroom, Naruto took his place in the farthest row once again, separated from everyone or not. Jin-kun. Naruto turned his head. Yes, Tsubaki-san. Just Tsubaki please. And do you mind if I sit here? His sister asked. I guess not. And then it started. All other girls shot up from their seats and started to fight for the last place on the row, more specifically to Naruto's right. In the end Yamanaka Ino won the fight. During all this, boys started to whisper among themselves. Naruto managed to overhear something despite constant screams. It was something like she never sat with everyone but Sasuke. What is this all about? Naruto asked and looked at the Uchiha. Now talking about the looks that can kill. Indeed, Sasuke was sending him such a hateful glare that it even made Naruto to wonder about its source. Say, what's his problem? Jin asked. He's Tsubaki started, but was interrupted. He's probably jealous that I'm sitting next to you, Kisaragi-kun. Ino almost shouted. Tsubaki rolled her eyes. No, I guess it's because you remind Sasuke of someone. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Someone? She nodded. Yes. 6 years ago a boy studied here in the academy with us. His name was Uzumaki Naruto. Hearing his real name made Naruto's heart to skip a beat. And in the end of our first year he killed Sasuke's entire family, the whole Uchiha clan. Red-haired girl stated. Naruto tried not to laugh. Do you really believe that? How could a small boy destroy a shinobi clan? That's ridiculous. She nodded. That's what I thought until they told us the truth. The truth? Yes, about Naruto and what was inside of him. Tsubaki replied. Ah, so they finally uncovered my furry little secret. Jin thought. And what was inside of him? She hesitated. He had a demon sealed in him, nine-tailed demon fox. Naruto nodded. I see, and what happened to this boy? Who cares? Ino replied, causing Naruto to glare at her. Probably died somewhere. No, Tsubaki responded. I think he's still alive somewhere out there. Now that piqued Jin's attention. And what makes you think that way? Red-haired girl sighed. The reports on him never came, but he was not a bad person, a person who wouldn't want revenge. Oh, how wrong you are. Naruto thought. And why is that? A few times I saw how villagers treat him, and she paused. They beat him hard. Probably because they knew about Kyuubi. But next day, he was right there. The girl pointed at the seat she was previously occupying. Smiling for everyone to see. That smile always made my day. Only seeing it made me want to smile as well, to forget about my problems. Naruto's eyebrows furrowed. Is she serious? I still don't believe he could kill anyone. Tsubaki paused again. But Sasuke believes Naruto killed his family and will do anything to get revenge. So I always sit in that place and try to change his mind every day. Then why are you sitting here right now? Jin asked. Because of what you did to that Kunoichi. Red-haired girl replied. You killed her friends, yet she found strength to forgive. And Sasuke, when his emotions overwhelm him, he just comes and talks to me, but nothing inside of him has changed. So maybe it is finally time for him to see what I tried to explain to him all those years. Wait a second, Naruto interrupted. Why are you telling me all this? Tsubaki smiled. Because maybe you will help me change his way. And why would I do that? Her smile widened. Maybe because I'll ask nicely. Naruto smirked. I won't promise anything, but well, anything is possible. Tsubaki's eyes suddenly widened. What? Naruto asked. That was Naruto's favorite line. She stated. Boy raised an eyebrow. For real funny, I never knew that. 1 month and 2 weeks later. I still feel nervous, Tsubaki said to Naruto as they were walking to the academy. It was the final exam day and also the final day of Naruto's torture. Yes, he somewhat enjoyed talking with his sister. In fact, she was just about the only person he talked with. Well, there was also the youngest Uchiha, of course, who always asked no wait, demanded that Naruto taught him how to use a sword. Naruto asked why he wanted to learn that. Guess what Sasuke answered? That's right, he needed that power to kill that man. Of course Naruto couldn't help but laugh. Sasuke demanded Jin to teach how to kill Naruto. Well, surely he never knew Naruto and Jin were in fact the same person. There was also his fangirl's problem. Never in his life had he met such an annoying challenge. Fortunately, Tsubaki came to the rescue. She told them to literally fuck off, and surprisingly they did. Back to Uchiha, that is. Actually, that was one action that had put her out of Naruto's to-kill list for good. Don't be. Naruto replied at Tsubaki's statement. You know all these useless jutsu like the back of your palm. You were trained into jutsu by Anbu and Hokage himself. Hell, you probably can kick my ass if you try hard enough. That brought a smile at her face. Thanks. I know it's not my doubts, it's just the stress of the situation, but I feel better already. And also I surely wouldn't mind to whop that ass of yours. Naruto chuckled. TSK, TSK, TSK language, Namikaze-sama. What would your father think if he heard you talk like that? Her smirk widened. He would agree with me and suggest a better way to do it. Ouch. And you have no pity for little old me? You are neither little nor old, she replied. As for pity, nah, but I do have something else for you. Jin raised an eyebrow. Really? What is it? Next thing he knew was that Tsubaki has pushed him into some alleyway's wall. And just how badly do you want to hear an answer for that question? She asked, pressing herself onto him with a smirk on her face. Holy shit. Is she going to do what I think she's going to do? Jin thought. My fucking sister is about to, you know what, to hell with it. Be honest with yourself, Naruto, she's beyond hot and you wanted to do her from the first, well, second day in the academy. Badly enough. He finally replied, matching her expression. Well then, Tsubaki whispered a mere inch away from his mouth. Let me satisfy you with my answer. With that she wrapped her hands around his head and killed their distance for good. Naruto watched in fascination how her eyes sparkled when their lips finally met. He could tell this was her first kiss of that kind, but she was definitely a natural. Haha. I'm kissing my sister. And she doesn't even know that. Jin thought with satisfaction. I want to see her face when she does though, hahaha. But for now he wrapped his arms around her waist. Let's just enjoy the sensation. Some seconds later Tsubaki finally broke their connection to take a breath. Wow, and that was just supposed to be a good luck kiss, she commented. Naruto smirked. I don't know about you, he said, then picked her up and switched their positions. But that was not satisfying enough for me. The girl managed to only say quiet Jin before her lips were attacked once again. She eagerly opened her mouth for his tongue to enter it. She even unconsciously wrapped not only her arms, but even her right leg around him. Just so you know, he said when they parted once again. I can do much more than a good luck kisses. Tsubaki tried to say, but Naruto quickly pulled away and left the alleyway. She almost wanted to scream right now. The bastard. He knows I won't be able to think about the exams at all. Are you coming? Jin asked. They won't start later simply because you're Hokage's daughter. Redhead replied and followed. Konoha Academy. As you know, Iruka started. Today is your graduation exams day. Good luck and get ready. We'll start with written test. Enjoy. Naruto said, standing up and leaving classroom. Huh? Tsubaki asked in confusion. Aren't you gonna do this? Naruto winked at her. Nope. I already have a headband, remember? She glared at him. See ya. He said and closed the door. 3 hours later. Damn, I can't calm myself. Tsubaki was still shivering. Calm down. Naruto replied, sitting beside her. After written exam was over, he was allowed back inside. You answered every question correctly and beat the living crap out of Duck Ass himself. At his mention of Duck Ass, Tsubaki and few others giggled. Stop that. She responded. I'm not worried about the exams, you stupid jerk. Naruto smiled. Finally, this pointless waste of time is over. I wonder what team I will be placed in, he thought just as Hyuga Hinata entered with a headband in her hand. Well, I'll be damned, he muttered in surprise. That's probably the only thing she did right in her useless life. What? Tsubaki asked. I never thought she will be able to pass these exams. Why not? Jin sighed. Because we are killers, Tsubaki. I already am, and you are training to become one. He stated. Do you really think she will be able to kill anyone? The redhead frowned. But she's so nice. She can remain this nice in her home. Naruto countered. The world is a dangerous place, and sometimes you have to kill or you will be the one who gets killed. You're right. She agreed. But why then she's here? I mean, it's because she's a Hyuga. The blonde interrupted. Not only a Hyuga, but the heiress of the clan. You think they can let her not to become a ninja? They'd rather see her dead, and for some reason I believe that's exactly the case right here. Tsubaki's eyes widened. You really think they forced her to become a shinobi so she could die in action? Jin sighed. You know that after Uchiha's demise, Hyugas started to call themselves Konoha's strongest clan. That clan would better have no heir than a weak one. Thinking about it makes me happy that I'm an orphan. Yeah. Hey, by the way, the girl started. You never told me about your family. You know about mine, that's only fair. Naruto smirked. Life isn't fair at all. Why you? Namikaze Tsubaki. Haruka called and girl stood up from her seat, glaring daggers at Naruto. This isn't over. She said for the entire classroom to hear. Naruto only smirked in response. Then he rested his head on his hand and looked in the window. Such a beautiful day, he thought, but his thoughts were interrupted by Tsubaki. What the hell? He leaned backwards in confusion. You just got there. Redhead shrugged. They told me to make a bunshin, I did, and here you are. She showed him her new headband. The bunshin. Damn, this village is useless. Naruto concluded. Oh, I guess congratulations are in order. He asked. Maybe, she replied slyly. 20 minutes later. Well, I have to say Haruka started when everything was over. You're the best class in my career. Naruto responded and others laughed. Anyway, be here tomorrow for your team placing. Good luck. And with that he left. Well, let's go. Outside, Academy's courtyard was real busy today. Parents were congratulating their children and of course, well, my little princess is finally a ninja. Namikaze Minato stated, hugging his daughter. Tsubaki wanted for Naruto or Jin to finally meet her mother, but he made a quick excuse and left the academy grounds. Naruto's apartment. Naruto sprayed water all over his face, panting hard. Damn, that sure was close. What was, you ask? Tsubaki's mother came to congratulate her daughter as well. I don't really care about daddy, he muttered to himself. But this bitch is going down. He paused. Later though, Nai-san comes first. I probably should get to sleep early, who knows what will happen tomorrow. Chapter 3. A ranked genin. Nai-san. Talks. You're in the way. Thoughts. Naruto's apartment. Naruto sat up on his bed and stretched. What a wonderful feeling. It's almost like when I was back in Odo, he said and stopped. Wait a second, what was I doing every night back in Odo? He thought to himself. Sounded nearby, confirming his worries. Don't tell me. He carefully raised the blanket and looked under it. Yep, jackpot. Jin. Tsubaki muttered happily in her sleep with a very satisfied smile on her face. Haha. I screwed my own sister. I'm the worst son of a bitch, life is good. Naruto thought and leaned back. But how did it come to this? Flashback. Finally, damn it. Naruto exclaimed, preparing for sleep. I thought this academy shit will never end. Still, everything is according to plan for now, so I shouldn't push my luck. The genin laid down on his bed and placed his hands behind his head. A genin, huh? Orochimaru would probably be laughing right now if he knew. Well, he's laughing only until I meet him again. He's the only other person who knows I'm Uzumaki Naruto. I really have to correct that one, nobody should know, and when I meet him. Suddenly his eyes widened in realization and he sat up on his bed sharply. Fuck. Fucking Konoha and its fucking teamwork. I really forgot that I will be placed on a team then if I meet Orochimaru with my team. Disaster. He will surely uncover my identity. Then I will be compromised. The only solution I see is to kill off my team as well and try to blame Orochimaru, but if I would return alone, Hokage will get suspicious for sure. Jin laid back down and hit the bed with his fist. Damn it. Well, I guess I'll have to stay clear from this pedophile for a while. After all, he means nothing. Nai-san is what's important, he said with insane look on his face. Then, knock. 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 Huh? Who can it be at this hour? Naruto asked, standing up. Knock. 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 I'm coming, he said, opening the door. Tsubaki. Hi, Jin-kun, the girl said, blushing madly. What are you doing here at this hour? Won't your father look for you? No, he won't. Tsubaki stated. I told him I can't get a sleep, so I'm gonna go train. Naruto raised an eyebrow. And he bought it. Apparently, can I come in? Jin stepped out of the way. Sure, go ahead. She went in and he closed the door behind. Make yourself at home, though I guess this little room of mine can hardly compare to Hokage Mansion. Tsubaki giggled and sat down on the bed. Your guess is quite right. My bathroom is bigger. Naruto bowed mockingly. Well, sorry, Namikaze-sama, that my humble apartment cannot meet your accommodations. After she stopped laughing, he continued. So, what can I help you with? The girl blushed harder. I don't know how to ask. Try with your mouth. Naruto interrupted. Tsubaki gulped and stood up. Yes, I guess I'll try that. Then she walked closer to Naruto and captured his lips with hers. Mercenary's eyes widened slightly. That's not exactly what I meant when I said to try with her mouth, but what the hell. With that thought in mind, he wrapped his arms around girl's lower back and pulled her closer. Tsubaki moaned into his mouth, melting into the kiss. Ino was right, it really feels good. So Naruto started when they parted for air. You just wanted a goodnight kiss. The redhead bit her lower lip and shook her head. No? Naruto asked with raised eyebrow. What then? She hesitated. Damn. Why is it so hard all of a sudden? I want. You want what? I want you, damn it. She shouted, but then quickly covered her mouth with both her hands. Eh? You want me? Naruto asked in disbelief. You want me in that way? Unable to squeeze any words out of herself, Tsubaki just nodded. Haha. My sister wants to have sex with me. I wonder what should I do. He looked her up and down. Man, she's hot. Kind of reminds me of Taiya too. It's not that I care about our blood relation, but still I feel kinda off. Jin, is that really what you want? She nodded again. Naruto sighed. Well, I don't mind, but why now though? Tomorrow is team placement and that's exactly because. She interrupted. Father said that it is very unlikely for the two of us to be placed on one team, so you thought you won't get another chance soon? Jin asked. Yes. That and what? Tsubaki looked down. Genin missions are mostly safe, but even one of them can end in death. I don't really think I will die, but no one is safe from accidents, right? And if worst came to worst, I don't want to die without experiencing well, you know. Don't do this, she's your sister Chibi Angel, Naruto said, appearing on real Naruto's right shoulder. Go ahead. Fuck this horny red-haired bitch's brains out. She's begging for it anyway. Chibi Devil, Naruto said, appearing on the left shoulder. Besides, you want it just as much. No, think about morality. Angel continued. Fuck morality. There is a hot girl in front of you, begging for it. Go nail her. Devil countered. Don't. She is your family. Angel pressed. I've had enough. Devil stated. Mangekyo Sharingan. I. Angel screamed, fully covered in black flames, which reduced him to a pile of crap in seconds. Now with this fool's gone, fetch. Devil pointed at the girl. Naruto grinned evilly. Well, God is my witness, it was not my intention. He thought, launching himself onto his sister. Tsubaki could only gasp before his tongue invaded her throat. This kiss was not like the first ones. They were gentle and caring. This one was nothing but pure lust and desire, and she liked it more. Passion completely overwhelmed Yondaime Hokage's daughter. Everything stopped mattering to her, everything beside man who was kissing her right now. Naruto grabbed Tsubaki's butt, making her gasp a little, then picked girl up and lay down on his bed. Tsubaki was feeling it already. Her underwear started to become wet and shivers went down her spine when Jin started to play with her erect nipples. She needed it and she needed it now, and she understood it, and it seems like her Kyuubi part understood it as well. Unnoticed by Naruto, Tsubaki's eyes flickered red for a second and her nails enlarged slightly. Next thing Naruto knew, his t-shirt was torn to shreds. Holy shit. Mercenary thought with slightly wide eyes. Definitely like Taiya. Jin, I can't hold back anymore, she stated. I need it, please. Naruto smirked. Well, she asked for it herself. He thought and started to remove her clothes. Holy. Yep, if he thought his sister was hot before, now, without any piece of clothes on her, she was smockin' hot. You're beautiful, Naruto stated. Jin. Tsubaki looked at him with stars in her eyes as he leaned over her. She spread her legs willingly for him. This is your first time, right? He whispered. Uh-huh. The girl nodded. Then I guess I must warn that it will probably hurt a little, Naruto whispered again. This time already in her ear. It's okay, she replied, wrapping her arms around him. I'll gladly bear any pain to be with you. Naruto's eyes widened. Now that was sexy. He thought, and then, Tsubaki screamed when Naruto entered her with his full strength, taking away her virginity. Are you okay? He asked. Yes. she replied hastily, but Jin noticed that she was biting her lip and her nails were still digging painfully into his back. I just need a second. Take your time, don't push yourself. Naruto said, relaxingly. I think I'm okay now, sure. Well then Naruto moved backwards slightly and then entered her once again. Ah. Tsubaki screamed again, but in pleasure this time. What is? Ah. Naruto suddenly looked at her moaning face and almost came right then and there. Damn, she's so sexy right now. Jin. Tsubaki yelled for the whole village to hear. This is wonderful. I feel so good. Naruto had to admit he felt good as well. Fuck, now here is the difference between her and Taiya, man, she's tight. No wonder, she was a virgin a couple of minutes ago. He quickened his pace and Tsubaki's head arched backwards. Jin. More, please don't stop. She pleaded, wrapping her legs around him as well. Like hell I'll stop now. Naruto thought, fastening his thrusts even more. I feel strange, the girl muttered between moans. Something is coming. I can feel it. Jin, hold me. Hold me tighter. Naruto grunted. She just feels too good, he thought, thrusting into her with full force. Ian. Tsubaki screamed at the top of her lungs when she reached her very first orgasm. Her small but developed body twitched violently because of the wonderful sensation she was experiencing. Apparently that was enough for Naruto as well. Sorry, Tsubaki, he whispered before pulling her closer and shooting his pretty big load deep inside her trembling womb. It didn't last too long, and when blissful feeling finally ended, Naruto fell on top of Tsubaki, but then quickly turned over so she could rest on his chest instead. Huff Jin, that was incredible, yeah, Naruto finished for her. True, but why did you say sorry right before you the girl asked. Naruto started, but then took a pause. Maybe because you're my sister, you dummy. Sigh, I hope it won't end bad. I did come inside her after all. Well? Tsubaki pressed. Well, it's just I thought I should apologize for not being able to last any longer, he replied. Please buy it. The redhead smirked. I see, well if you're this sorry, then I just have let you do this again. Naruto raised an eyebrow. We've got team placement tomorrow, you know. Girl's smirk widened. Consider this an order, Kisaragi-kun. Naruto smirked back. As you wish, Namikaze-sama. Hiya. Then flashback. Man, for a virgin she sure is insatiable. Jin thought, glancing at the clock. Right, team placement. 5 more minutes, Daddy, Tsubaki mumbled when Naruto shook her gently by the shoulder. Oh, and how often do you sleep in your father's bed? Familiar voice asked. Familiar voice, but surely not her father's. Hiya. She sat up sharply on the bed. Jin-kun. Well, at least you remember my name. Smiling, Naruto replied. Remember anything else? Immediately girl's eyes widened in realization. Oh my, she said quietly and blushed so hard and red that she could make even Hinata envy. We did this the entire night. Naruto shrugged. Well, I tried to stop and get some sleep, but you just kept shouting more. And don't stop. So well, you get the picture. Stop that. Tsubaki slapped him lightly on his shoulder. You remember what's today? He asked. Team placing, the girl muttered, massaging her temples. Shit, team placing. She suddenly shouted. What? What's wrong? Naruto asked, startled. I forgot my forehead protector at home. And I left home yesterday evening. And? Father, damn it. Now Naruto understood. Shit, indeed. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll help you on this one, but you have to agree with everything I say. Tsubaki nodded. You got it. She stated and started to dress up. Hokage Mansion. Where in Shadame-sama's name have you been all night, young lady? Enraged Namikaze Minato yelled at his daughter. And what the hell are you doing here, Kisaragi? You see, Father, Tsubaki started, but Naruto interrupted her. I'm sorry, Hokage-sama. I guess it's my fault, he admitted guiltily. Girl's eyes widened at that. No, Father. He has nothing to do with this. Quiet, Tsubaki. You disappointed me enough already. Continue, Kisaragi. Naruto nodded. Well, I found Tsubaki-san yesterday evening on the training ground. It looked like she trained herself into unconsciousness. Minato turned to his daughter. Is that true, young lady? Tsubaki's eyebrows quirked for a second. You have to agree with everything I say. Jin's voice echoed in his head. Why, yeah, I just kept training so hard. I guess my energy just ran out at some moment, she said. I see, and what exactly you were doing at that training ground, Kisaragi? Hokage asked suspiciously. Oh, I just like to walk under the moon, Hokage-sama. Jin replied. That's fine and all, but why didn't you bring her here? Village leader pressed. Well, think, damn it. I did. But the gatekeeper didn't let me in. Tsubaki looked at him with "Are you crazy?" look. Oh really? Righto. Minato called and single shinobi appeared. Were you watching over the entrance to the mansion last night? He asked, turning to said shinobi. Hi, Hokage-sama. Righto answered without hesitation. So then is that true that you didn't let my own daughter in? Minato was looking at Righto and Tsubaki was looking down in shame. Now. Only chance. Naruto thought. Mangekyou Sharingan. Hi Hokage-sama. Raito answered, this time hesitating a little. Tsubaki's eyes almost bulged out of her head at this. What? You dared to keep my daughter away from my house. Why? Minato pressed. Damn, stubborn guy. Naruto thought. Well hell, I guess it can't be helped. I hope no one notices Mangekyou Sharingan. Why you said not to let anyone enter, Hokage-sama. Raito replied even more absently. Everyone except for my family, you moron. Patrol duty. For a week straight. Minato shouted. Hi, Hokage-sama. Raito said and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Hokage sighed. I guess you're off the hook this time, young lady, and I guess I owe you one, Kisaragi. Naruto smirked. Oh, don't mention it, my lord. I'm happy to serve. Tsubaki rolled her eyes. Hypocrite. Very well. I guess you both have to be somewhere, right? Hi. They both said simultaneously. Go then. And Tsubaki. Yes, father. Make me proud. The girl beamed. Hi. I will, father. The only thing both of them failed to realize is how Jin Kisaragi's eyes narrowed dangerously. Outside. Damn, that was tight. Naruto stated. Tight? Tsubaki scolded. What the hell were you thinking, and what was with that Raito guy? He looked kinda off. And why the hell did he admit what didn't happen? TSK, too many questions, princess. Jin replied. Let's talk about this later or we're really gonna be late here. TCH, fine. The girl answered. But don't get too relaxed, Kisaragi-san. You're not off the hook yet. She turned around only to feel how her butt was groped from behind. Princess. You're not off the hook. Naruto stated and darted forward past her. What? Get back here, you pervert. She yelled, running after him. Konoha Academy. Damn, I thought we're gonna be late. Naruto started when he and Tsubaki were already sitting at their usual places in the classroom. How did we manage to get here 20 minutes earlier? The girl shrugged. Beats me, hey Jin. You think there is a slight chance we'll end up on one team? Tsubaki asked. Naruto ran his hand through his hair. Anything is possible. Tsubaki's eyes widened slightly. That phrase again. Then Iruka came. Well, congratulations to everyone who managed to pass their exams and become a real shinobi. The Chunin started. And without further ado, here's what you've been waiting for. Team 1. Finally. If I won't get some action, I'll start killing civilians. Naruto thought in frustration. Though last night did sweeten the deal a little. Okay, a lot. Team 7. Uchiha Sasuke. At this, all girls sucked their breath in anticipation. Haruno Sakura. Yada. Pink-haired girl screamed happily. DRR, Sasuke growled. Bitch. All other girls thought all except two. And Namikaze Tsubaki. Iruka stated. Your Jounin-sensei will be Hada Kakashi. Damn. Tsubaki cursed quietly. Sasuke however was pleased. Sorry Jin. Naruto waved his hand. You have nothing to be sorry about. You weren't the one who created those teams. Teammate. Hyuga Hinata, Inuzuka Kiba and Aburam Shino. Your Jounin-sensei will be Yuhi Kurenai. Trackers, huh, Tsubaki whispered. Excuse me? Naruto asked. Well, those three are straight from clans who specialize almost clearly on tracking. She explained. Ah, I see. Team 10. Yamanaka Ino, Nara Shikamaru and Akamichi Choji. Your Jounin-sensei will be Sarutobi Asuma. That is all, now. Amaruka-sensei. Yes, Kisaragi-kun. Aren't you forgetting someone? Jin asked. Ah yes. Kisaragi-kun, you. Suddenly one kunai with attached note landed on Naruto's desk. You've been signed up for an apprenticeship. Iruka finished. All girls frowned. That means you will probably be working with every available team. Hi. All girls exclaimed happily. Well, I guess we will be able to work as a team after all. Naruto said, grinning at Tsubaki. She smiled back seductively and rubbed his hip below the desk. Maybe, but I wanted you on my team period. Tough luck, princess. So, are you going to read this note or not? Naruto shrugged and did just that. Brat. Meet me at the training ground 44. Sensei. Well, I guess it's time for me to leave. Good luck. Tsubaki smiled. Yeah, you too. Training ground 44, Forest of Death. Forest, where is this damn sensei? You. Naruto managed to catch a kunai right before it hit his face. Nice reflexes, brat. Young woman dressed in trench coat and fishnet landed on the ground in front of him. Not the best way to greet someone, you know, Naruto said, sweat dropping. Shut the fuck up. She responded. I'm sexy and single, Midarashi Anko. And I will decide the best way for everything. Jin rolled his eyes. Yeah, and my guess that you're still single because of this attitude of yours. And he sighed. I know it may sound stupid, but are you really my sensei? Damn right I am, brat. She stated. And you're about to enter the world of pain. If you pass the last exam, of course. Naruto raised an eyebrow at this. Really? What exam? Enko grinned. Well, you see, every jounin decides on his own. Yours will be to survive 30 minutes in this forest against me. Naruto looked disappointed. That's all. Then a beautiful katana appeared in his hand. Come. Oh? A brat with a sword? Anko asked. I heard you were some big shot genin, but I think you don't even know how to use the sword. The blonde sweat dropped again. Are all Konoha shinobi that dumb? First lesson, brat. Katana is too long to be ninja's weapon. She stated, drawing two kunes. You can't achieve. Anko blurred out of view and reappeared behind Naruto with said kunes already on his throat. This kind of speed with it. Silence. Giving up already? She asked cockily. Silence. Meh, you're too scared to even answer. What a failure. I guess I'll just cut open your throat. Two last words came out almost like a whisper. Why? Because Naruto's body turned into ice. Haven't they told you not to underestimate your opponent? Naruto said just as cockily from behind her. Well. Looks like you have some spunk. Iwa. Anko tried to turn around but found it impossible. What have you done to me? Naruto snorted. Took you long enough to realize. I froze your legs. Anko looked down and her eyes widened in shock. Indeed, all area below her waist was buried inside of an ice cube. Now Naruto unsheathed his blue katana. If I behead you now, will it count as a pass? Anko smiled sheepishly. 20 minutes later, rat. Couldn't you undo this ice thing? Anko yelled. Naruto shrugged. I could. You could as well though. What? You had your arms free, nah? Don't you know any fire jutsu? I was just waiting to see if you were clever enough to realize that. Thump. Brat. Anko shouted, smacking him on the head. I'm your sensei. Can you be more respectful? Naruto shook his head. And I just whopped your ass. You could be more respectful as well. Anko smirked. Fine then. You passed your damn test, we're officially a team now. Naruto said without any enthusiasm in his voice. Oh, come on, cheer up. What was your name again? Naruto sighed. It's Jin Kisaragi. Right. I'm Mitarashi Anko, and we'll be a hell of a team. You know why? She asked slyly. No. Because I don't do tier rank missions. Naruto raised an eyebrow. There are missions of this rank. Haha. You bet there are. Anko stated. And guess what? We're not doing them. Great. So tell me, Jin-kun, what are your likes, dislikes, hobbies and dreams? Anko shouted, pointing at him. Well, I like my sword. He started. I dislike many things. Hobbies? I don't have one. And my dream is to kill someone. Hell yeah. Anko suddenly shouted. Excuse me? My dream is to kill someone too. She explained. See? We're made for each other. Naruto rolled his eyes. I doubted. The academy. I'll kill this guy when he comes if he comes. Tsubaki thought about her still missing sensei. I wonder what Jin is doing now. Will you go out with me, Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked for what must be 30th time in the last 2 hours. No. Sasuke said coldly. Tsubaki slapped her forehead. Damn, can this girl have at least some fucking pride? Suddenly, can I sit here? Tsubaki raised her head. Wah Sasuke. Sure, go ahead. Sasuke nodded and sat down. Can I ask you something? Tsubaki ignored Sakura's glare. Yeah. What's with you? She turned to him. Excuse me. Well, I thought we were friends, but ever since that Kisaragi got here you're always with him. Tsubaki smirked. My, are you jealous, Sasuke-kun? To his credit, Sasuke held his blush. Don't be ridiculous. It's just we always sat together, walked home together, hang out together, but the girl sighed. Why do you want to become a ninja, Sasuke? You know the answer. He spat. Yes, but I want to hear it one more time. I need power to defeat him. He exclaimed. Tsubaki nodded. And there you have my reason. She stated. What? Sasuke, all those years I tried to change you, but your hatred is just too strong. It will ultimately destroy you, and I don't want to be destroyed alongside you. But once I kill him, You're chasing a guy who's probably long dead already, Sasuke. Admitted and wake up, damn it. Sasuke did not answer at that. He just sat in silence and thought about what Tsubaki just said. Then, well, my first expression is you are moody. 3 genins turned to a masked man in a doorframe. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes. He added and disappeared in a puff of smoke. So that's Kakashi, no wonder we waited so long. Tsubaki stated. What, you knew him? Sakura asked. Yep, never knew his name though. Academy's roof. So, let's introduce ourselves. Kakashi started with some enthusiasm. Tell me about yourselves. Can you tell us first, sensei? Sakura asked. Why not? My name is Hada Kakashi. My likes are well, you're too young to know that. The jounin started. Tsubaki grinned evilly. Guess again, you masked pervert. My dislikes are many things. Kakashi continued. Hobbies, well, I don't have any. And dreams, never thought about that. Now it's your turn. Go, Pinky. Sakura scoffed at the nickname, but obeyed still. My name is Haruno Sakura. She stuttered. The person I like, my hobbies are glances at Sasuke and blushes. And my dreams are squeal. I see, thank you Sakura. Kakashi waved for her to stop. Now you, brooding prince. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. I dislike many things and there are very few things that I like. My hobby is to train, and my dream. He suddenly stopped and glanced at Tsubaki. I haven't decided about that yet. Down and raised an eyebrow. Now that's unexpected. Okay, and the last one. Tsubaki glared at her sensei. Don't pretend you don't know about me, you pervert. Sakura gasped. Sasuke stared in amusement. And Kakashi chuckled. Oh, don't be like that Tsubaki-chan. He exclaimed. Let's be polite, nah? The girl sighed. Fine. My name is Namikaze Tsubaki. I like Sasuke, and Kakashi's ears perked. Kakashi's however got noticed by her. Well, it's none of your damn perverted business. The redhead shouted. Oh, Kakashi pouted. Now my dislikes are people who think being shinobi is a game. My hobby is I don't really know. And my dream is to help one person or maybe two. I see, Jounin stated. Now you three just have to pass one little test before we can go to missions. What test? Sasuke asked. Oh, just a small survival exam, but we already passed it at the academy. Sakura exclaimed. HM, then I guess you have to pass another one. Besides, it won't be that easy. There is 66% chance that you'll fail actually. What? 3 genins shouted in unison. Oh, don't be like that. I'm sure you'll pass. Kakashi stated, giving his trademark eye smile. Meet me at 9 o'clock on training ground 70 and skip breakfast. You'll just throw up. And with that he disappeared in a puff of smoke. So, what do you think? Uchiha asked. Don't skip breakfast. Tsubaki stated. But Kakashi-sensei just said. Sakura tried to protest. I don't care what he said. Hokage's daughter replied. A hungry shinobi is a dead one. Sasuke nodded. Noted. Anything else? Tsubaki thought for a second. I would recommend you go at 11 o'clock. But why? Pink-haired girl asked. This guy. Tsubaki pointed at where Kakashi just sat. He has a fetish of coming at least 2 hours later than appointed. You seem to know him pretty much. Sasuke said. He was father's student. Red-haired girl responded. I see. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll pass it, right Sasuke-kun? Sakura said smiling. Next morning, you failed. What? You heard me? Kakashi exclaimed. The time is up and I still got the bells. That means you failed. But we did all we could. Sakura yelled in her tied to a log position. Then it was not good enough. Kakashi stated. Yes, you showed some skill, but you weren't able to reach the main goal in the end. Stop that, pervert. Tsubaki started. We couldn't possibly be that bad. Kakashi sighed. True, I have to admit it has been some time since I've seen so much promise. Very well, I'll give you another chance. You can eat and relax for a while, then I'll give you another shot, but there is a rule. Do not feed Sakura. What? Why me? Young Kunoichi asked. Because your attempt was the weakest. Kakashi stated. Now you know what to do. He added and disappeared in a puff of smoke. So, what do you think? Sasuke asked. Wrong objective. The bells are not the true goal. Tsubaki replied. I guessed as much. Uchiha nodded. Then what is? Suddenly, now shut up, I know that as well. Familiar voice exclaimed. Oh, hi guys. Jin. Tsubaki called happily. Hello, princess. What's up? Sasuke glared. We're in the middle of our genin test Kisaragi. I suggest you leave. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Really? Then why is she tied to a log? He pointed at Sakura. Good point actually, Uchiha said and cut the ropes, holding her. Thank you, Sasuke-kun. Sakura tried to hug him, but Sasuke quickly evaded. So I heard your sensei is someone called Kakashi. Wait a second. Kakashi, as in Sharingan no Kakashi? Naruto asked. Tsubaki nodded. That's the one. What, Sharingan? Sasuke asked in confusion. He didn't tell you? Jin asked back. Well, it's not really my place, so ask him yourself. What are you doing here by the way? Sakura joined the conversation. Me? Well actually I was looking for a place to train, but I see this one is already occupied. Jin, can you help us with our test? Tsubaki asked. What test? She explained. Oh, I see. This one's real easy, you just have to. You should not stick your nose into others' business. Kakashi stated, appearing out of nowhere and punching Naruto in the face. However his eyes widened to their limits when Jin Kisaragi's head got separated from the rest of his body and blood spurted out from his neck. Sakura screamed. I killed him. Kakashi said in shock. I didn't mean to hit this hard. Meanwhile Naruto's head reached the ground and crumbled into ice. What the? Kakashi shouted, feeling how his legs froze. And you shouldn't come out too early. Naruto stated from behind him. As I was going to say, you just have to surprise your opponent. With that he threw 2 bells to Tsubaki and shunshined away. Kakashi growled. Well, I guess you passed. This runt will pay. Oh, he will pay for ruining my teamwork test. Later that day. Hokage's office. Team 1 failed. Shiranui Genma stated. Team 2 failed. His Palais Oba repeated. Team 3 failed, they were miserable. Team 4 failed. Team 5 failed. How did they even graduate from the academy? Team 6 failed. Team 7 passed. Silence. What? Everyone shouted. What? Kakashi asked back in confusion. You never passed a single team. Genma stated. Yeah, well they were good, Kakashi stated. Besides, I had to pass them anyway. Very well. Hokage said. Next. Kurenai nodded. Teammate passed. They are showing some skills. Hyuga has some personality problems though. Minato nodded. Good. Asuma. Team 10 passed. Excellent. Is that all? Not exactly. Anko, Hokage muttered. Very well. Everyone dismissed. Anko, you stay. Everybody except 2 people left. So tell me, Anko. Was Kisaragi pathetic when you kicked his sorry ass all over the forest of death? Anko? Sorry, Sir Takubetsu Jounin started. But I didn't kick his ass. Excuse me? Minato asked in disbelief. In fact it was the other way around. What? Minato shot up from his seat. I left you with one small easy job. How dare you to fail me? I'm sorry, Hokage-sama, but the rumors about him seems to be true. Besides, why do you want him out so much? Yondaime glared. I don't trust him, and I don't like how he's getting closer with my daughter. Anko nodded. Understandable. Well, you can just give us missions away from the village or probably give the 2 of us something really dangerous. I don't think anyone will be really sad if he'll die on some really dangerous mission. Could work. Minato responded. But do you understand that if he's stronger than you, Anko, you will be in danger as well? The Kunoichi grinned evilly. And I enjoy that very much. Yondaime sighed. I ask a wrong person. Chapter 4. Ghosts of the Past. Fuck. Talks. Shit. Thoughts. Fucking shit. Jutsu. Some time later, Shinna. Naruto shouted, lashing out with his sword. You missed again. Anko screamed. Fuck, it's getting away. Anko throw a kunai. How many? The Kunoichi asked. All of them, damn it. I won't let this piece of shit get away. Roger. Anko exclaimed, throwing one kunai after another. Damn it. It's too fast. Help me. I don't use kunais. Naruto stated and waved his hand. Hishaken. 3 blades of ice flew at their appointed target. It's close. Sine Taj Ashu. Snakes appeared from Anko's hand and got a hold of her target. Yes, we did it. Meow. Quiet, you little shit. Anko tightened her grip. What do you think we should do? She asked with an evil grin on her face. Naruto grinned back. I think I have an idea. Hokage's office. Thud. WHWH, what is this? Yondaime Hokage yelled in confusion when a cube of ice was placed on his desk. A cube of ice with one frozen cat inside. That's our objective. Naruto replied, as if everything was normal. Well, to him it was. I can see that much. Minato shouted. But why is it frozen? Naruto shrugged. Safer that way. Excuse me? The genin shook his head. You should thank me, by the way. And why is that? Well, it is alive after all. Naruto stated. A little heat and everything will be fine. Anko though wanted to flay it, and I still think it was the right thing to do. The Kunoichi responded. No, it's not. Naruto countered. If we did, then it would have been a failed mission. Do you want another set of deer ranks? Anko gritted her teeth. No, I don't. Jin nodded. Good, that was our last, right Hokage-sama? He asked, smiling innocently, or as innocently as he could at least. Minato sighed. Right, indeed. At first Minato foolishly decided to follow Anko's advice and threw the 2 of them right into the heat after just 2 missions. Yugao's Anbu team requested support and he decided to send them. It happened not exactly as he expected. Flashback, the warehouse. About 200 mercenaries inside. Yugao explained. Do we need something from there? Naruto asked. No. Any shinobi there? Anko asked. No. So we are just to kill everyone inside? Naruto asked again. Yes. Then what the hell are we waiting for? Yugao sighed. You're not working solo now, Kisaragi. Konoha is the strongest of 5 shinobi nations because of our great teamwork capabilities. She stated. We work as a team and casualties are not welcome. Now here is the plan. 2 people infiltrate through the back door, quickly neutralize the guards and open the gates for others. Then we split in 3 groups and I'm sorry, Yugao-san, but I see some problems with your plan, Naruto suddenly said. Woman's eyes narrowed. Really? And what problems are those? Naruto scratched the back of his head. Well, how should I put it? He started. How about this? And with that his body turned into ice and crumbled. Being on a mission with him earlier, Anko understood immediately what that meant. Son of a bitch. She screamed in anger. What? What did he do? Yugao asked startled. Crash. Everyone turned to the warehouse only for their eyes to widen in shock and even fear. The warehouse looked more like a hedgehog now, a hedgehog with eye spikes instead of needles. Many of them had blood stains and some even whole human bodies. Needless to say, everyone inside was dead. Silence remained for some seconds, then ice slowly crumbled, leaving absolutely unharmed and very smiling Jin Kisaragi, who was walking towards his team. "I guess the mission is completed," he stated smugly. "Asshole." Anko shouted, bumping him on his head. "Ouch. What was that for? You didn't leave any to me." Yugao shook his head. "I don't think Hokage-sama will like it." Then flashback, and he didn't. Naruto couldn't understand why, but he didn't. "Teamwork freak," Jin concluded. "So what Yondaime did? He sent them on a couple of D-rank missions as punishment. Punishment that expired today. So, what's our next mission?" Anko asked happily. "Should we kill someone? Rob someone? Rob someone, then kill him and then rape his wife and children?" Naruto grinned at this. "Man, I'm happy she's my sensei. I can't stand them. I need to send them away somewhere anywhere." Minato thought. "Of course. I know just the place. It will keep the two of them away for a while." The Hokage smiled. "Yes, I do have a mission for you." He was about to explain when the door opened. "Team 7 reporting for mission," Kakashi said, entering the office. "Oh, hi Kakashi." Anko greeted. Naruto said nothing until Jin Tsubaki ran into the room and hugged him. "How have you been? I haven't seen you in ages." "Ahem." Minato cleared his throat. "Oh, hello father." The girl blushed and stepped away from Naruto. Yondaime rolled his eyes. "Alright, Team 7, yes, it will be easier to deal with you first. Now you can choose between weed pulling, babysitting and no," Tsubaki stated. "What do you mean no?" Minato asked in confusion. "No means rejection, father," she explained. "I'm tired of doing someone's chores. Give me some real mission." "Oh?" Naruto exclaimed. "I like this girl." Anko added. "Not you too." Yondaime slapped his face. Two other genin cells already bitched about better missions. "Want a mission higher than D rank, then why don't you go with weight, that's actually a good idea," he stated. "Team 7, you will now receive your first C-ranked mission. For this you will be accompanied by our special genin cell of Mitarashi Anko and Jin Kisaragi." Tsubaki beamed, Sasuke glared, Sakura squealed, Kakashi and Naruto showed no emotions, and Anko yelled. "Damn. What's wrong?" Naruto asked. "We are going with a genin team. No killing, damn." Sasuke glared even more. "We don't need anyone to complete our mission." The Hokage noticed Uchiha's glare and released a small amount of killing intent. "Maybe so, but you also don't need to question my orders." Sasuke said nothing. Yes, he may be arrogant, but he surely was not stupid enough to argue with the infamous yellow flash of Konoha. "Very well. Sent the client in," the Hokage said to his secretary. Naruto raised an eyebrow. "An escort?" Minato nodded. "You guessed it." Then the door opened again. "What?" some old drunk asked. "I asked for a real shinobi, not some brats." Anko laughed at this. Perhaps only Hokage's presence was keeping Jin from throwing a couple of his Hishokens at this guy. "You do well not to underestimate them," Minato said. "They are trained specialists." We'll see about that soon enough," the old man replied. "I'm a super bridge builder Tazuna. You will protect me with your life." Naruto's eyes narrowed. "Sure I will. Where are we to escort him?" he asked. "Wave country," Minato stated. "You are to escort Tazuna-san there and ensure his safety until he finishes his bridge." Naruto smirked. "Wave, huh?" Next morning, Jin didn't sleep well last night. Why? Well, Tsubaki was the first reason and not because he dreamed about her. The second he thought about possible troubles during this mission, their probability and possible solution. In the end it looked like this. 1. Meeting Nai-san. Description. Probability. 1/100 trillionth. Possible solution. Kill. 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 Nothing else matters. 2. Meeting Mei. Description. Damn, not again. Probability. Wave is close to hit and missed, so about 1/50th. Possible solution. Do not let her drag myself into something else again. 3. Meeting Yujito. Description. Fuck. Probability. Kumo is not too far away as well, so I say about 1/100th. Possible solution. Cast testicles protecting jutsu, run away in fear, hide in some cave and pray. 4. Meeting Karabi. Description. Double fuck. Better off meeting Yujito. Probability. He's not as open as Yujito, so I'd say 1/200th. Possible solution. Same solution as in point 3, with no protection for testicles, but with praying twice as hard. 5. Meeting Orochimaru. Description. Worst possible scenario. Probability. Same as point 1. Possible solution. Too many variables, but none that can really be applied. Better to avoid at all cost. Konoha gates. Try to at least look rested. Naruto exclaimed. Beware. Tsubaki yawned. Sorry, I just can't help it. Should've listened to you, glad I didn't though. She added with a smile. Yeah, I'm down with that as well. He smiled right back at her. Well, I hope this mission will last cause I want more nights like last one. My. Jin said. What would your father say if he heard you right now? Tsubaki rolled her eyes and slapped him on the shoulder. Stop it. Then she gasped. What? What's wrong? Hell must be frozen over. Tsubaki stated. Why? Look there. The girl pointed. Kakashi. So what? Tsubaki shook her head. No, you don't get it, he's on time. Is it so unusual? Naruto asked. Yes. He even took a step back after her shout. He's late every time for at least 2 hours. Something must be really wrong. She ran over to her sensei. Kakashi-sensei. Huh? Tsubaki-chan. What's wrong? The Jounin asked. You tell me. The girl screamed. I don't know what you mean. I mean that you're on time. Well, I do things like these sometimes, is it that shocking? Pretty much. Sasuke said, walking closer. Yeah, quite a shocker actually, Sakura added, doing the same. Okay, Kakashi said. Well, everyone's here, except down. Naruto shouted, pushing Sakura out of Kunai's way. Damn it, Anko, she's not familiar with your greetings. Bad for her. Anko stated, appearing in a puff of smoke. Don't attack my students, Anko. Kakashi said absently. Let's go. Sakura shouted. Are you going to let this slide? She tried to kill me. And I will do so if you don't shut the fuck up. Anko responded. You heard your sensei, shut up and get moving. TCH. Some time later, Jin. Tsubaki asked. Have you ever been in Wave? Naruto nodded. Yep, been there. What does it look like? He shrugged. Hell if I know. Haven't been there in 2 years. I see, the redhead said. By the way, did you see that puddle we just passed? Sure. Do? Yep. Hidden mist. Chuninans. What should we do? Naruto smirked. I don't think we'll have to do anything. What? Why? What if they attack? I'll be really surprised if they do. He stated. We have 2 Jounins with us. Yeah, but still, let's just wait and see. Trust me. Naruto smiled reassuringly. Tsubaki nodded. I trust you. They kept walking and nothing. See, told ya. Naruto said in satisfaction. But what stopped them? Tsubaki smiled. Jin's smile turned into evil grin. I wonder. Meanwhile, Kakashi and Anko, who walked in the back, had their own conversation. Did you see that, Anko? Mask Jounin asked. She rolled her eyes. Who do you think I am? Of course I saw that. He nodded. And what do you think? Well, they didn't attack, so there are only 2 options. First is they were not after us, but if my senses are correct then they shunshined right after we passed. Kakashi nodded. I was right then. Then it's the second one. Someone scared them off. Kakashi finished for her. You're reading my thoughts. Anko exclaimed. Do you think it was you? Kakashi held a pause. You are not famous in Kurigakure, so there are only 2 options. Either it was me, or Gin-kun. Yes. Think he knew them? Maybe, maybe not. Mask Jounin replied. Useless to try and guess right now. They did not attack, so we have nothing but our clues. Let's wait and see. Unknown area. Stop that Gato. The demon brothers should be here any minute. Man with a giant sword on his shoulder stated. Are you sure about them, Zabuza? Small man in expensive suit asked. Of course, I trained them myself, Demon of the Hidden Mist responded. Ah, here they are. Zabuza-sama. 2 Chuninans kneeled in front of him. Mission complete, I believe. Zabuza asked. And no, my lord, we're. Excuse me? Masked man exclaimed. You are telling me you have failed to kill one old man? He picked up his Zanbatsu. Sorry, Zabuza-sama, but we could not possibly succeed. One of the demon brothers spoke. Demon's eyebrows furrowed. And why is that? That old man, he had a full shinobi team with him, and I don't care about that. Zabuza shouted, standing up. You should have died trying to complete your mission then. But he had Rattlesnake with him. Other demon brothers stated. Say what? Zabuza and Gato screamed in unison and turned to each other. You know him. You first. Zabuza pointed his enormous sword at small man. Gato gulped. He worked for me before, I believe it was when I only started my business here in Wave. It's because of him things went so smoothly for me. Zabuza nodded and lowered his blade. We crossed paths before. He took away my dream of becoming the ruler of Hidden Mist, the man growled. How, if I might ask? Businessman asked. He killed Yonde Mizukage and ended the civil war in Kiri. 5th Mizukage was appointed because of him. I was too late. Zabuza's fists clenched real hard. That's why I swore that I will kill him whatever it takes. Gato shook his head. Bad idea, Zabuza. I saw him in action, he's a tough nut to crack. I suggest we buy him and try to avoid the conflict. It will be really. Shut up. Zabuza shouted, placing the tip of his sword on Gato's throat. I will be the one who kills him. Don't worry, I won't ask any money for it. Those you'll pay for the bridge builder will suffice. Besides, it is personal. Gozu, Maizu, Haku. Hi. Prepare, we have a date with destiny. Hi. With Naruto. No, I won't teach you Kenjutsu, Ichiha. Ask your sensei, he was pretty proficient in it if the rumors are true. Jin stated. Sasuke glared. Don't you realize what privilege it is to teach an Uchiha? Stop it, Sasuke. Tsubaki interrupted. He already said no. Accepted. DCH. The Uchiha exclaimed and walked faster ahead of them. Sai, he will never learn. The redhead stated. It's in his blood, I guess. Stubbornness and pride of the Uchihas are Jin. Jin. Where are you? Indeed, where Jin Kisaragi was just a moment before, he was not anymore. What is it? Anko asked. It's Jin. He disappeared. Tsubaki stated. What? I saw him just now talking to you. Sakura replied. But do you see him now? No, I guess I don't. Suddenly, Anko, this mist is too thick. Kakashi stated. Akubetsu Jounin looked around. True, but what is everybody down? Suiten. Suriten no Jutsu. Unknown voice shouted and a large water dragon crashed right where they were just standing. What is this? Sakura asked, getting up. Mamachi's Abusa, Kurigaku's missing Min. Kakashi stated. Anko grinned. No shit. Demon of the hidden mist himself. I see you know me. Zabuza started, standing on top of the water. Sharingan no Kakashi, you're in charge of the bridge builder's life, I see. Indeed. That's unfortunate. Missing Min stated. However, I will give you a choice to not fight me now. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. If you want us to surrender to Zuna, then we. No, that's not what I'll ask. What then? Where is Rattlesnake, Kakashi? Zabuza shouted. I know he was with your group, but I don't see him now. Give him up and I will let you go this time. Kakashi paused. The thing is, we don't know where he is. He suddenly disappeared. Well, that's really unfortunate. Zabuza gripped his sword's hilt. Then I guess I'll have to fight you. Kakashi glared. Everyone, protect the bridge builder. This is my fight. He said and uncovered his Sharingan. With Haku, Zabuza-sama, Haku thought, observing the fight between Zabuza and that Konoha Jounin. Please be alright. Well, it will be pretty hard, I think. Unknown voice said to her left. Starting song. Gluttony Fang by Daisuke Shiwatari. Haku quickly span on the tree branch she was standing on and took out few senbons but stopped, receiving Katana's blade at the throat. Rattlesnake. Haku spat. Ah, you're Zabuza's little bitch if I remember correctly. Naruto said smugly. You didn't really think I'd forget about you? Haku just glared silently. Ooh, scary. Naruto mocked. Well, we can't have that. With that he removed Yukai-Nisa's blade from Haku's throat and stuck it into a tree branch. Immediately the entire area from below Haku's waist right down to the tree branch became frozen. What have you done to me? Naruto smirked. Just a little precaution. He stated. How about this, do what I say and I guarantee Zabuza's survival. Haku's eyes widened. Yes, I will do as you say. The smirk widened. Great. For now let's just wait and watch Zabuza and Kakashi fight. Haku stuttered helplessly. I have to find a way out. Meanwhile, after a few water clone duels, Zabuza managed to throw Kakashi into the water and catch him with Suro no Jutsu. Ha! I knew this moron will lose. Naruto stated. Haku? Zabuza suddenly shouted. Incapacitate this one. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Appa. Haku? Zabuza repeated. Well, I guess our watch time is over. Naruto stated, placing Yukai-Nisa's tip on Haku's throat once again. Haku? Well, it was fun while it lasted. Don't worry, I'll kill him quickly. Haku's eyes widened in fear. But you promised. Naruto grinned evilly. Never trust a rattlesnake. He stated and prepared to strike. Haku-chan. Damn. Naruto hissed, somersaulting backwards from the tree branch. You two morons again. Ozu, Maizu, no. Haku shouted. We'll protect you, Haku-chan. They shouted in unison and charged at Naruto. Wait a second, Haku-chan. So you really are a bitch. Rattlesnake. Demon brothers attacked with their claws. Shut up. Naruto grunted, sidestepping and kicking them both in their faces. Brothers gasped as they were sent flying into nearby trees. The Shaken. Naruto waved his right hand, sending two ice blades, which stabbed both brothers through their chests and pinned them to their respective trees. No. Haku screamed in horror. Naruto smirked. Well, as promised. Muzu. With that he created a sharp spear-like platform of ice, jumped on it, and flew towards Demon of the Hidden Mist at incredible speed. Zabuza-sama. Haku screamed once again. Damn, what a loud bitch, Naruto muttered, getting closer to his enemy. Fuck. Zabuza noticed him, released Kakashi and tried to block the incoming attack with his sword. Yes, he succeeded at that, blocking spear-like platform. Naruto however jumped off of it over him and was 1 second away from removing Zabuza's head. Senshouzan. Naruto shouted, performing peerless downward slash. Shit. Zabuza could only think before Katana's blade connected with crack. Ice mirror, ah. Naruto was able to cut through the mirror, but Zabuza managed to escape the critical hit, receiving just a deep cut on his shoulder. Zabuza-sama. Haku shouted, landing near her master. Naruto raised an eyebrow. How did you? Haku glared in anger. You should have frozen my arms as well. She spat. Jin nodded. Great idea. We'll do next time. There won't be any next time. Zabuza stated. I have waited for this, Rattlesnake. You won't escape from me this time. Ahahahaha. Naruto laughed hard. Me? Won't escape. Look at the situation first, you moron. Your left arm is useless now, your little bitch just stood frozen for about 10 minutes and 2 other motherfuckers are dead. No, Zabuza, I think you won't escape this time. We'll see about that. Zabuza-sama. Haku interrupted. Please, we won't be able to defeat him at our current state, besides he has 2 Jounins as support. Miss Ninja gritted his teeth. This isn't over, Rattlesnake. I'll be back before you know it. He screamed and he and Haku burst into water. They really did escape, oh well. Naruto dismissed his sword and turned around only to come face to face with a really pissed off Kakashi. I think we should talk, Kisaragi. He stated. Jin shrugged. If I must. Yes, you do. Kakashi stated. And he fell over. Ahahaha. Nice talking to you too, Kakashi. That's what happens when you use Sharingan's power for long. And he doesn't even have any Uchiha blood in him. Moron still, Naruto said, picking Mask Jounin from water where he landed. But the others, Kakashi-sensei, Jin. Tsubaki yelled. Are you alright? What happened to sensei? Use Sharingan too much. Naruto stated, placing the Jounin down. Moron. Anko stated. I told him to let me help, but no. Teamwork rules. Naruto sighed. You're not helping, Anko. Better give me a hand in carrying him. Kunoichi snorted. Ha. You wish. TCH Sasuke. Jin asked. HN. The Uchiha replied, but still helped. I would like to know where he got that eye though. Naruto shook his head. Not my place. Ask him when he wakes up. Sasuke nodded. Azuna-san. Tsubaki started. Yes. I think all crap with bitching about the lack of money in Wave and the reason for your lie can wait. Your house. The bridge builder nodded hastily. Oh of course. Right this way. Azuna's house. Tsunami. Tazuna knocked on his house door. Tsunami, open up. Father. A pretty middle-aged woman exclaimed, opening the door. I'm glad you're alive. She said, hugging him. Well, say thanks to these guys. Bridge builder pointed at Konoha group. Tsunami bowed respectfully. Thank you for keeping my father alive. Well, that's pretty touching and all, but can we get inside to lay this son of a bitch down? Naruto asked, pointing at unconscious Kakashi on his shoulder. He's pretty heavy, you know. The woman nodded hastily. Oh of course. Right this way. 20 minutes later, Anko started when the entire group minus Kakashi sat behind the table. Maybe someone will finally tell me what the fuck is going on around. This country looks really bad, Sakura stated. What in the world has happened to it? Gato happened. Tazuna spat. Naruto nodded. Gato. Of course, I helped him start here. I might also say he overdid a little, well, not my damn businesses. He came to this country and took control of all shipment. Tsunami explained. We are a small island country, so ships are the only way for us to trade until the bridge is built. Tazuna stated. It will save our country. Naruto snorted. Jin? Tsubaki asked. What's so funny? The old man asked. Let's see, well you of course. What's so funny about me? Naruto turned his head. I'm surprised you're not laughing, Anko. The Kunoichi grinned evilly. Oh, I do. I was just waiting for you. Hahaha. Why are you laughing? Tsunami asked. Jin shook his head. Sorry for breaking it to you, Miss Tsunami, right? Sorry for breaking it to you, Miss Tsunami, but your idea is not going to work. Azuna's eyes widened. No, it will. And, yeah, I can't see any flukes. Sakura added. Anko started to laugh louder and Naruto rolled his eyes. Well, how about Gato comes over and blows up your bridge? He asked with sarcasm. Azuna's jaw fell. Wah. No, he wouldn't dare. Oh, police. Surprisingly it came from Sasuke. If he could do this to your country and get away with it, then what's stopping him from blowing up your bridge? The old man gritted his teeth in anger. Not just that. Naruto added. Your economics is so fucked up that even if you do finish that bridge, it is far too late to change something. Damn it. Tazuna hit the table with his fist. I don't care. I won't give up and finish it. Even if Wave won't stand up from its knees, I will know that I did all I could. Oh, a worthy goal. Naruto commented. By the way, is this Gato guy rich? Anko asked. Very. Tsunami replied. He's one of the wealthiest people in the world. Cool purple-haired Kanoichi muttered. No wonder he hired someone like Zabuza. With his money, he could probably hire Hokage-sama himself. No, father would never work for a man like that. Tsubaki stated. Anko waved her off. Please. You're too young, girl. If you have forgotten, we are ninjas. We kill people for money. Honor be damned. Still, why was Zabuza so focused on you at the beginning? Sasuke asked Naruto. The blonde genin smiled sheepishly. Well, I kind of fucked up his plans. Fucked up in which way? Anko asked. It's a long story, and Grandpa. Small kid ran into the room. Inari. Tazuna hugged the kid and smiled. I'm glad you're okay. You're finally back, Grandpa, the kid muttered. So, who's the kid? Anko asked. Inari. He's my son. Tsunami answered. And where's his father? Tsubaki asked. The woman frowned. His father he's. Suddenly, Inari suddenly shot up, ran into the farthest corner of the room, crumbled and continued to scream. What's up with him? Anko asked in amusement. SHH, Inari. What's wrong? Tsunami tried to calm her son down, kneeling in front of him. Mom. It's him. It's him. Small boy screamed in fear. Boo. Kisaragi-san. The woman asked. Never knew I was that scary. He killed dad. Everyone turned to Naruto in shock, or in Anko's case with amused smile. The person in question smiled sheepishly again. Ahahaha Amappa. Chapter 5. Avenger. Shinna. Talks. Nah. Thoughts. The peaceful day. Why it. Or not. You killed Kaiza. Tazuna shouted, standing up from his seat. Who? Naruto asked, raising an eyebrow. My husband. Tsunami answered, glaring. The blonde rolled his eyes. Ah, of course. That refreshed my memory, all right. He stated, nodding his head. Who the fuck was your husband? He was the hero of Wave. Inari screamed. Naruto scratched the back of his head. Hero of Wave. Ah. Now I remember. You really killed this guy? Anko asked. Jin shrugged. I guess so. Who was he? Sasuke asked. Naruto waved him off. I don't remember, some fisherman. Now Anko raised an eyebrow. A fisherman is a hero. Well, that's fucked up, but why the fuck would you even do such thing as killing a fucking fisherman? Jin shrugged. Because I was working for Gato back then. Silence. You what? How could you work for that bastard? Tsubaki yelled. Naruto shook his head. Oh, come on now. I was a mercenary and I needed money. Besides, I don't care who I kill. So you would kill an innocent man for money then? The redhead asked, glaring. Naruto glared back. Don't give me that, you would too. Earl's eyes widened. No, yes you would. Naruto interrupted. I'll remind you if you forgot. We are ninjas, we kill for money. He's right, you know, Anko added. Tsubaki sighed. Yes, I guess he is, I still don't like it though. And you shouldn't. Jin replied. It would be far worse if you did. Yeah, suddenly, I will never forgive you. Inari continued to scream. Naruto snorted and rolled his eyes. And I'm so unhappy about it. You don't really care about us, do you? Tsunami asked. Do you want an honest answer? He asked back. Very well. No, I don't. I don't care about you. I don't care about piece of trash you call your son. I don't care about old useless moron you call your father, and quite frankly, I don't care about your entire country. In fact, this little piece of shit in your arms is only alive right now because I wasn't paid for his death, but if he won't stop glaring at me like he's doing now, then I will stop caring about that little formality. That was cold, even for you. Anko stated. I like it. Inari's eyes widened in fear and Tsunami's narrowed. I won't let you do this. She stated. Naruto shrugged. Then I'll kill you too. Now Tazuna intervened. I won't let you. Then I'll knock you out. Jin interrupted. Why not kill him? Sasuke asked. He's our mission, remember? Oh, stop it. Tsubaki exclaimed. We won't kill anyone. This country needs help, not more intimidation. Naruto massaged his temples. I'm getting sick of this. Time to clear out the tension. Well, he started. It was I who helped this country become like this, I guess I should redeem myself. I started a new life after all. I thought you didn't care about us. Tsunami said. I still don't. Naruto responded. But I don't really like what Gato did either, never thought he will step this low, should have known better. So what are we doing now? Anko asked. Who are you asking? Naruto asked back. Well, you're the only active jounin right now. Tsubaki stated with a smirk. You tell us. Anko looked around. Well, you can do whatever the hell you want. HN. Sasuke stood up. Then I guess I'll go train. Tsubaki stood up as well. I think I'll go walk around, see what's what. Sakura ran after her. Wait, I'll come as well. Strange. Jin said. I expected her to run after Uchiha. Yeah, me too, Anko added. "So, what you did to that Kaiser guy that scared the entire country?" she asked when the two of them remained alone in the kitchen. Let's see, Naruto tried to remember. "I think I cut off his hands, then I froze and crushed his legs, then I sent Hishakin at his chest, and then I think I beheaded him." Enko whistled. "That's my student. Thank you, thank you." The genin smiled. "It was really hard not to kill this little shit, by the way." The Kunoichi waved. "Tell me about it." "He was glaring at you, but it pissed me off just the same." "Why?" "Well, he was looking as if he could do something except that glaring or perhaps annoying you to death with his crying." Naruto snorted. "Yeah, I heard that. Still, I don't want another round of these damn D-ranked missions." Enko nodded. "Hell yeah you don't. If I ever see that damn cat again." "Don't worry, you won't." He interrupted her. "Huh, why? Didn't I tell you?" She shook her head. "Well, you see," Naruto started with evil grin plastered on his face. "I kinda forgot to mention that Yukainisa's Isarode's life." Enko's eyes lit up. "Which means that cat was already dead when I placed it on Hokage's desk." "Ah, you're brilliant." "I know, Zabuza's hideout." Zabuza, I told you not to mess with Rattlesnake." "But no, you think you're so invincible." That Gatu was suddenly interrupted by Zabuza's blade under his throat. "Shut up. I will kill him." Missing Nin stated. "Sure. Just like you did last time. And put away this oversized butcher knife, we both know you won't kill me." DCH. Zabuza removed his blade. "Don't try to contact him." Beto sneered. "And why not?" Masked Ninja shook his head. "You just don't get it, do you? He's with Konoha right now. But that's only because he needs something from it." "Oh? And what's stopping him from switching sides?" "I know he has no allegiances." "Yes, but you also don't know his goal." Businessman grinned. "And you do?" "Yes, I do, and believe me, nothing will stop him as long as he breathes air." Demon of the Mist paused. "Which is exactly what I'm going to correct." Atu sighed. "Fine, Zabuza, do as you will, but don't forget who you're working for." Shinobi glared. "Don't worry, I won't." Next morning, boy. Zzz. Kisaragi. Zzz. Kisaragi. "What?" "The breakfast is ready." Sasuke informed and left the room. Naruto sighed. "Damn, and I was having such a nice dream." Downstairs. "Oh? You're all here?" Jin asked. "Looks like I'm the last one today." "You're late." Kakashi stated. "Silence." "What? You're the one to talk." Everyone screamed at him. "Ma, someone's in bad mood," the Jounin muttered. So Enko started. "We are doing what exactly? I mean, should we kill the Gato guy or just give up?" "You're going to die anyway." Inari stated absently. "Now this is a future spirit of any company." Naruto exclaimed, making everyone laugh, even Inari's mother. "What are you laughing about?" The kid screamed. "What do you know about our suffering?" Inari's eyes widened when he realized who he was talking to. "Exactly, kid. I know enough about your suffering." Naruto mocked. "Besides, it's always the same. Some people live happily because others live miserably. Maybe we should help these people." Sakura suggested quietly. "Sure, go ahead." Anko exclaimed. "But first answer this, can you kill anyone?" "I know, exactly. But they can." Special Jounin continued. "If you want to help this country, you must be ready to take life, and I don't think that will be happening anytime soon. I guess training is in order." Naruto said and Sasuke nodded in approval. "Yeah, but who will teach us?" Tsubaki asked. "I will." Kakashi stated. "But Kakashi-sensei. You still haven't recovered," and Sakura began, but was interrupted. "I feel good enough for that. Besides, Anko here will help me." Kunoichi's eyes lit up. "You will let me I meant train your brats. I guess." Whip. Naruto shook his head. "You're going to regret that." Nearby forest. "So what were you going to teach them, Kakashi?" Anko asked hopefully. "Tree climbing." Masked Jounin stated calmly. "Silence. I'm outta here." Naruto said and started to walk away. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. "You're doing this too, Kisaragi." Naruto didn't even stop. "No, I'm not, because if you try to remember, I was standing on top of water, you moron." The Jounin gritted his teeth. "You're pushing your luck. When I recover, I'll." Words died in his throat when next moment Jin instantly appeared mere inches away from him. Kakashi took unconscious step back. "He's fast." "Then maybe I shouldn't wait until you recover and finish you off right now?" The Genin asked. "That arrogance. He reminds me of." Blonde's eyes widened. Gah, he clutched his head in pain. "Jin, what's wrong?" Tsubaki asked. Naruto screamed and disappeared in a puff of smoke. "What's with him?" Sasuke asked. "Fuck me if I know," Anko replied. "Then again, you may do this even if I don't." She added with malicious smirk. "Uchiha paled. I think I'll pass." "Too bad." With Naruto, starting song. Low of solipsism from Death Note soundtrack. "Hauga Hyojin." Naruto shouted, standing atop of the lake, and sent a huge shockwave of cutting ice towards no one. "You're weak. Die." Hishakin. He screamed once again. "You have Sharingan, Ninpo." Ryu no Tatsumaki. But you will never be able to reach the capability of a full Uchiha. Shut up. Fuutan. Rinkudan. You couldn't protect her after all. Die. Naruto slashed nothing with his sword. Why wouldn't you just fucking die? You will never surpass me. The blonde gritted his teeth in anger as Itachi's silhouette slowly disappeared from his vision. KHAII. He screamed and fell on his knees in exhaustion. No wonder, he was throwing high-level jutsus around for almost an hour. Huff, I will kill you. He paused, trying to catch his breath. Nothing will stand in my way. I will kill you even if it will be the last thing I'll ever do. You are a really sad person, Kisaragi-san. Sudden voice stated. Naruto's eyes widened. What? I didn't feel anyone. Was I blinded by my anger that much? I am glad that your anger is not directed at me. Haku said, slowly appearing from beneath the water. DCH. Naruto stood up from his knees. It can very well change its direction any moment. What do you want? He readied his sword for battle. Yes, she wasn't a real threat to him, but he was tired, really tired. You don't need to worry. She said, raising her hands. I came here to talk. Naruto's eyes narrowed. Why would I want to talk to you? Please, Kisaragi-san, you will lose nothing from sparing few minutes of your attention. Jin sighed and relaxed a little. Very well, speak. Haku nodded. I know you're with Konoha now. I don't really care why, but I think you got your reasons. She paused. However, what I do care about is Abusa-sama's well-being. Naruto raised an eyebrow. And I know that you will kill him if he ever crosses your path again. The blonde smirked. Good thinking. I still don't get what's your point. Haku held a pause to gather her resolve. My point is I don't want you to do this. Naruto's head arched backwards. And what will make me to do this? Or don't do this, or whatever. She gulped. I'll do anything you ask. I don't need anything from you. He replied. I mean it, Kisaragi-san. I can even become your personal slave if you want. Just spare his life. Naruto rolled his eyes. I don't need slaves. All they do is slowing me down. And if you really care about Zabuza's life, then go to him and persuade him to get fucking lost. Haku shook her head. You and I both know he's just too stubborn to admit defeat. Well then you'd better find correct words. Naruto said as he started to leave. Because you were definitely right about one thing. If he crosses my path again, I will end his life. Back with Tsubaki and others. So, any progress? Jin. Tsubaki exclaimed happily. Then she quickly ran over to him and punched him in the stomach. Don't ever run away like that again. Ouch, that hurt, damn it. Only more reason not to do this again. Tsubaki added and returned to her exercises. So any progress? Naruto repeated. And where's Mr. Incognito? Anko waved her hand. Mr. Incognito went back to heal his ass. And about progress, well, as you can see, Pinky got exhausted after 3 or 4 runs. She managed to do this though. Jin snorted. No wonder, she has the smallest chakra reserves I have ever seen. Exactly. Anko agreed. Now the other 2 Uchiha is doing better with each time, but the girl, she's determined I give her that, but why? I'll handle this. Naruto interrupted her and walked towards his sister. Damn it. Tsubaki spat in anger when she fell one more time. Problems? She looked over her shoulder to see Jin slowly walking up to her. Nothing I can't handle. The girl stated and tried once more and once more, got the same result. Stop. Naruto said. You won't do it that way. Tsubaki glared at him. You think I'm incapable of doing it? Naruto shook his head. You're not. You're just doing it the wrong way. She stopped glaring, looking confused instead. But Kakashi-sensei said. I don't care what he said. Naruto hissed. I'm saying otherwise. It's simply a matter of who you trust the most. Tsubaki paused. I trust you. Naruto nodded. Good. Then here is what you'll do. Don't run, instead walk closer to the tree and put one of your feet on it. The girl obliged quickly. Right, now what? Now try sending your chakra to that foot so it'll stick. She tried and it took her almost 5 minutes, but she did it eventually. Done. You sure? Naruto asked. Tsubaki shrugged. I guess. Then try your second foot. She nodded and raised her second leg from the ground, only to lose control immediately. Got ya? Naruto stated, catching her bridal style. Tsubaki blushed. Thanks. Now, have you seen your mistake? Jin. Can you put me down please? The redhead asked, blushing even harder. Or I'm afraid I won't be able to hold myself down. Sure. Naruto placed her on the ground gently. Now, what did you do wrong? I tried to concentrate on my second leg and lost control over my first one. Jin nodded. Exactly. Now do it again. Tsubaki placed one foot on the tree and it stuck immediately. I'm afraid I'll fall again. Naruto smirked. Don't worry, I got it covered. Alright, here I go, Kaya. She started to fall once again, but Atya. Jin quickly got under his sister and held her in place. Girl's eyes widened immediately. Why? Because one of Jin's hands was holding her back but the other was a little lower. "Let her go, you fucking pervert." Sakura screamed. "Shut up." Naruto responded, not moving an inch. "Now, Tsubaki-chan, start working." He teased. The redhead gritted her teeth. "Fucking bastard. You're paying for this later." She thought and tried to concentrate. "Calm now, I need to get this done. Move chakra to one foot, move chakra to another foot, start rubbing, damn it." "No. Bad thoughts." "Right, 1 foot another foot, it's lower, you bastard." "No. Stop thinking dirty thoughts. 1 foot, another foot, stick to the wood, stick the wood inside, fuck." Naruto smirked. "Is something wrong, Tsubaki-chan? Something's distracting you perhaps?" He whispered teasingly only for her to hear. "And no. I'm okay." The smirk widened. "Really? So if I do this," he said, moving his hand lower. "Hi." She squeaked and quickly slapped her mouth with her hand. "Stop it, Jin. People are watching." "I don't care about them." He replied. "The only thing I care about is helping you." Tsubaki's eyes widened. "Why, you really mean that?" "Sure. You're the only person I care about in Konoha." Earl's eyes sparkled with determination. "I'll do it." She concentrated even harder despite Naruto's teasings. "I can do it." One step, another and another. Jin watched with satisfaction how Tsubaki slowly made her way up the tree. "I did it," she yelled when she reached the top. "Amazing," Anko thought. She managed to do it on her second attempt with his help. "Great, now get down here," Naruto said, and Tsubaki just as slowly walked down. Meanwhile Sasuke was glaring madly at both Naruto and Tsubaki. How was she able to surpass me? I am an Uchiha. No one is better than me. Jin, however, noticed Sasuke's glare. "I'm not doing it for you, Uchiha. Wanna have something to eat, Tsubaki?" The girl nodded. "Yeah, I just finished this exercise, I can use a break," she replied, and they walked off. I can do the same for you," Sasuke-kun, Sakura said, blushing madly. "HN?" Sasuke said in response and turned to Anko. "You're his sensei, right?" "Yep." The kunoichi said, happily chewing down her dango. "Then why aren't you teaching him anything?" Anko shrugged. "Simply because I don't know what the fuck to teach him." Sasuke cocked his head to the side. "Excuse me?" Anko scratched the back of her head and smiled sheepishly. "Well, it's kinda shameful to admit it, but he already saved my ass twice and kicked it thrice." Uchiha raised an eyebrow. "He kicked your ass? You must be really weak if he wasn't allowed to finish, because next moment he was pinned to a tree by the throat." "I'm weak, huh?" Anko mocked. "I wonder what to call you then." "Release Sasuke-kun," or Sakura yelled, but Anko cut her off. "Or you'll do what exactly, Pinky?" Sakura gasped and shut up. "Now you'd better get one thing straight." She turned back to Sasuke. "There are people in this world who are younger than you, but stronger than me. You know why they are so strong?" Silence. "Because they have good enough reason for it." She dropped the genin down. "Remember that well before calling another unfamiliar person weak." Purple-haired kunoichi added and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Sasuke was coughing on his knees. "Are my reasons not good enough?" Uzumaki Naruto's face flashed before his eyes. "I hate him with all my heart. Isn't hatred a reason enough?" That evening, "So, have you managed to master that exercise?" Kakashi asked when they all sat behind the dining table again. "DCH." Sasuke scowled. "I guess that's a no, mask Jounin thought. "I did." Tsubaki stated. "Really?" Kakashi asked in disbelief. "I was sure Sasuke will be the first one." "Yeah, Jin-kun was really helpful," the girl stated happily. "Sure, by groping your ass." Anko added, and Tsubaki blushed a deep shade of red. "Is that true?" Kakashi asked. "That was necessary," Naruto stated. Anko laughed at this. "Oh, come on. Just admit you wanted to do it." Naruto shrugged. "Very well, I wanted to do it, you pervert," Sakura yelled. Naruto shook his head. "Even if it's true, what the hell are you complaining about?" "Well, exactly. Now shut up and open your mouth only when you are ready to say something smart." Kakashi's eyes narrowed. "You have no right to talk to my student like that, and you have no right to show me my rights," Naruto replied calmly. "I'm Anko's student, not yours. There's nothing you can do to me." The Jounin glared but said nothing. "Anyways, what should we do about this Gato guy?" Anko asked. "There's nothing you can do," Inari stated. "You're just gonna die." "Anko, gut him please," Naruto interrupted small boy's rant. "Sounds good to me," the kunoichi replied. "I can take only this much of melodrama for one day," she said, taking out her kunai. "No, please don't do it," Tsunami screamed, hugging her son. "If you want to kill someone, please take me." Naruto slapped his face. "You know what, lady? The thing you should have done about your son is to get him over your knee and slapping his bitching little ass until he can't sit. Pain is a good teacher." "No, he had enough pain," the woman responded. "Not emotional pain, physical pain," Jin said. "Often it's the only way to knock some sense into people. Everyone understands it and quickly." Gato. Tsubaki asked. Don't look at me, I don't give a damn. Naruto replied. I thought you wanted to redeem yourself. Sakura asked. You still don't get it, do you, Sakura? Jin replied. Excuse me? He meant that even if we kill Gato, what's stopping another man like Gato to do just the same? Kakashi explained. Exactly. Naruto said. This country has no backbone and I think it never will. That's your damn fault. Tazuna exclaimed. Maybe so, but I can't just give it back to you. You have to take it yourselves. The blonde stated. Enough, I'm off to bed. Tell me what you've decided in the morning. Downstairs. Kakashi will certainly inform my father, Tsubaki exclaimed sadly. That's not the worst, Naruto replied. If Anko heard, she'll never let me live that down. But to their surprise and relief, when they came downstairs, they found only a very blushing Tsunami. You heard nothing. Naruto gave her his coldest glare, which meant say a word and you will envy Uchiha Itachi's ultimate fate. Tsunami could only nod in response. Good. Where is everyone? Tsubaki asked. They went to the bridge to guard father. The woman replied. I think we should go as well. What do you think, Jin? You go, I forgot something. Naruto replied. Sure, I'll see you at the bridge. She said and ran off. I'm sorry for asking, but what did you forget, Kisaragi-san? Tsunami asked. I sleep. Naruto replied. I haven't had any last night, as you heard, he added and turned to leave. Kisaragi-san. Tsunami bit her lower lip. I don't know if it's polite for me to ask, but can you do me a favor? Jin raised an eyebrow. What kind of favor? The woman smiled kindly. 20 minutes later. No. Inari, run away. Let's kill the kid. No, if you'll kill him, I'll bite my tongue off and kill myself. You're lucky, kid. No, I won't run anymore. Grrrrrrrrr. Someone's gonna fucking die right now. Outside, let go of my mom. Inari shouted and ran towards the bandits. Hi. Stupid boy, nothing will save you now. One of the bandits stated. Yeah, we'll kill the Shouken. Inari stopped dead in his tracks when two bandits fell down dead, struck by blades of ice in their chests. Wah, you moron. Naruto walked up from behind. What the hell was that about? Tears appeared in Inari's eyes. I just wanted to be a hero. Well, tough luck. Because the only thing you would have become is a piece of meat. Naruto stated, cutting Tsunami's binders down with his sword. There is a difference between heroism and idiocy. Thank you, Kisaragi-san. Tsunami bowed. Jin waved at her. Don't mention it, but I guess that means others are under attack as well. I think I'll go check on them. At the bridge, Sasuke. Tsubaki looked in disbelief at her teammate. Why? Why did you do that? Why did you save me? Uchiha smirked. I don't know, he replied, falling down limply. Tsubaki crawled towards him. But what about your dream? He smiled. It's not as important as your life, he stated. Please don't die, and with that his head fell backwards. Is this the first time you see your comrade die? Haku asked from one of her mirrors. He was a true shinobi. Shut up. Tsubaki interrupted with tears falling down her face freely. I will never forgive you. She screamed and a pillar of red chakra erupted from her body. Not too far away. Appa. That's not good. Naruto stated, running at full speed. I won't make it in time like this, he sighed. I guess I have to use it after all. The blonde put one hand in his pocket and withdrew a three-pronged kunai. At the bridge, what is this sinister chakra? Haku asked herself. I never felt such fear before. Who is she? Suddenly, puff. The smoke bomb exploded under Tsubaki's feet. Her eyelids closed almost immediately and she let unconsciousness took her. What? Haku asked. Clang. The kunai stuck near the place red-haired girl has fallen and a flash of yellow followed. Whew. Looks like I made it in time after all. Naruto stated, picking his kunai up. Rattlesnake. Haku exclaimed. But that was Hiraishin no Jutsu. Which means oh my god. Jin's eyes narrowed. Then you must understand why I can't let you live. I do, the girl replied. You however made a big mistake by willingly entering into my ultimate technique. He looked around unimpressed. Oh, you mean these mirrors of yours? Yes. Not very impressive, but I see you turned dear Sasuke into a pincushion. I guess that's a little impressive after all. Naruto paused. Nah, I'm shitting you. He's just a dumb loser. Haku glared. He certainly wasn't looking like that. Naruto snorted. Appearances can be deceiving. Maybe then I guess I just have to show you how impressive my ultimate technique really is. Haku took out Senbon's. Any last words? Naruto grinned from ear to ear. Yep. Mangekyo Sharingan. Shit. The world turned black and red. Tsukiyomi world. Welcome to my reality of Tsukiyomi, Haku-chan. Naruto's image appeared. Now you see, in this world I control time, space and even massive objects. The only thing I can't control even here is my big mouth because I for the love of God can't understand why I am explaining to you how this technique works. Haku tried to cause herself pain, but it didn't help. She closed her eyes. This is only a Jinjutsu can't kill, the girl muttered. Oh, how wrong you are. Naruto exclaimed. For you see, it does matter what type of Jinjutsu it is. You lie. Jinjutsu can only mess with your senses. She shouted. Oh really? He raised an eyebrow. Then what if I mess with your sense of pain? Or maybe I should just let you feel ungodly pleasure until you die. What better way to go than this? Haku didn't respond, she just glared down at him from her tied to a giant cross position. Oh, scary. Naruto said. Well, fuck that. I know exactly what to show you. So for the next 24 hours you will see your dear Zabuza getting killed right in front of you. Haku's eyes widened. No. Anything but that. Oh, and by the way you'll feel his pain as well. Jin added. So, on that note, suddenly Zabuza appeared. Then another Naruto appeared. You have failed again. Second Naruto stated and drew his katana. Slash. Ah. Zabuza gasped in pain and fell to his knees. Ah. Haku screamed. Damn, he didn't lie about pain. You liked it? First Naruto asked. There are only 23 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds left. Oh 1 second. Naruto smirked. Yep. Enjoy the wonders of my sick imagination. Hi. Back in the real world. Haku screamed, falling down from her mirror. Naruto walked closer. Please, she pleaded, grabbing his leg. Spare his life. Naruto's eyes narrowed. You're weak. No. He said. Then he quickly unsheathed his blade and stabbed Haku through the chest with it. Instantly ice covered girl's entire body. Frozen Requiem. Naruto stated, withdrawing his sword, and Haku's body disappeared. No, it didn't even crumble in pieces, it just turned into dust and flew away with the wind. I can't get swayed by emotions. He said, walking away from crumbling ice mirrors. I am an avenger of Kakashi, Anko and Zabuza. You have no future, Zabuza, Kakashi stated, holding his signature jutsu Rikiri in his hand. The RR demon of the mist growled as he was held down by several dogs. Stop that, damn it. Anko interrupted. You're talking for 10 minutes straight, just kill him already. You said I was going to die before, yet I survived. Zabuza replied, ignoring Anko completely. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. You, the Shouken. Ah. Nukenin gasped when his chest was pierced with an ice blade from behind. Kisaragi, you bastard. Were last words of one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. Thank God. Anko exclaimed happily as the mist cleared. Yeah well, I hate drama. Naruto walked closer with sheathed Ukainisa still in his left hand. Kakashi cancelled Rikiri. That was not your fight to end, Kisaragi. Yet I did. Naruto stated simply. Mask Jounin decided not to reply at that. Where are Sasuke, Tsubaki and that other shinobi? He asked instead. Jin shrugged. I don't know about shinobi, but Sasuke and Tsubaki are over there. He pointed over his shoulder. Sasuke-kun. Sakura screeched and ran over to where her 2 teammates were lying. No, it can't be. Kakashi ran over as well. So, are they dead? Anko asked when Kakashi was out of hearing radius. Nah. Naruto waved at her. Just got knocked out. How was the fight? Boring. Anko replied and Jin smirked. 2 morons just played hide and seek the entire time. And what were you doing? Eating dango. And? Nope, that's it. Hard to believe, Naruto stated. What about Sakura? What about her? What she was doing? Except being useless. Yeah. Well, she screeched. Naruto nodded. Now that's totally believable. What? What happened? They heard Tsubaki ask when she woke up. Oh, look. The princess is up. Anko exclaimed. Now she just has to kiss her Prince Charming. Wait a second, it's the other way around. Naruto chuckled. You know, I'm glad we ended up as a team. I mean, if it was Kakashi, I would have killed him in his sleep by now. Oh, you naughty boy. Anko said. I like it. Suddenly, hello Gato. Naruto greeted without even turning around. Noticed me already, rattlesnake? Businessman asked with a smirk. You know me? Naruto shrugged. Yeah, I do, and I see you wasted that fool Zabuza and his little bitch. Great work. Told them you'll do just that. Naruto smirked back. Thanks. So that's Gato? Anko asked. Yep. Not very impressive. I'm hurt, young lady. Gato mocked. Now my dreams are broken and I hoped so much for a place in your heart. Anko grinned evilly. What heart? Hahaha. I like her, Rattlesnake. Yeah, I do too. You do? The Kunoichi asked in disbelief. Yay. Let's go have sex. Naruto's eyes widened. Not her too. So, Jin-kun, what's it gonna be? Gato asked. Jin shrugged. Suit yourself. Do you want to die? Businessman shook his head. I'd rather not. Exactly. Naruto said. You are one sly cunning traitorous son of a bitch just like me. And that's why I really don't wish to kill you. Beto frowned a little. Is there no way I can persuade you to abandon this mission? I guess not. Too bad, small man stated. Well then pack your things, boys. We're leaving. Ug's eyes widened. But Gato-sama. One of them started. He's just one guy. We'll die by his hand like insects. Gato finished for him. I'm giving orders here. Pack your things, we're leaving this country, not much to take here anyway. Naruto smiled. Glad you saw the reason. Beto nodded. Yeah. I don't know why you're doing this, but I hope we'll work together again when you'll find what you're looking for. Good luck, Rattlesnake. He said and left. Yeah, you too, Naruto muttered. Nice guy. Anko commented. Can't see why people hate him. Back at Izuna's, you let Gato escape. Inari screamed in anger. He was there. You should have killed him. Naruto glared at the small boy. You know I already regret saving your life. Should have let you die. How can you say that? Tsubaki asked. Gato is a monster, and he has my respect. Naruto stated to everyone's shock. Well, everyone except Anko. What are you saying? Sakura shouted. He condemned this country, and I would do the same if I were in his shoes. Jin replied. And you would too. No. I would never. Yes you would. He said. Because you see only black. Do you know that Gato is actually a loyal husband and a devoted father? That those things that he did were to give his family a life he thinks they deserve. Silence. I thought so. But you can't live happily because of other people's suffering. Tsubaki stated. Stop it. Surprisingly it came from Kakashi. It's just the way the world works. Some people are happy and others are not and probably never will be no matter what you do. He said in so serious manner that even Anko was listening. Anyway, your bridge is finished, Tazuna-san. Our mission is over. The old man nodded. Yes, and besides, despite him still being alive, Gato is finally out of here. We can probably have some peace. Kakashi nodded. It was a pleasure to help, but now I guess we must depart. Izuna nodded back. Yes, I dare holding you down no longer. Alright team, move out. They all got out of the table and started to leave. But then, Kisaragi-san. Tsunami called. Yes. Can I have a quick word with you? Sure. He turned to his teammates. I'll catch up to you, don't wait for me. I won't take much of your time. The woman said. I just wanted to thank you one more time for saving my, Inari's and probably all of our lives. And please forgive my son. He just hoped so much to see Gato dead after you killed his two guardians back then. Naruto nodded in understanding. I see, but you should tell him to stop relying on others. If he wants to see something done, he should do it himself. Tsunami bowed. I will. Thank you again and know that you are always welcome in our home and our town. Jin waved and left. Welcome, first place ever I'm welcome at. Except for Kiri of course, but there ain't no way I'm going there. Sigh, I guess this mission wasn't so useless after all. What if Naruto accidentally disowned council bashing? Thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.